nervous again.
You're nervous.
Nervous.
Nobody's gonna listen to this anyway.
Like 5 people are gonna watch.
You're gonna get like the 10 people in Discord are gonna listen to this.
Yeah. It's more of a.
And they talk to us every day. So
do it right. All right, ready?
Yeah, I'm good.
Ready?
Okay.
Ready.
Hello and welcome back for a special comeback episode. Happy 7 years.
Happy 7
the
years. What do we
Truly
even
Daebak show?
What do we call the show anymore? It's not Daebak Cast anymore, right?
It's
The Truly Daebak show.
Yeah. Jesus, that's how long
we
it's been.
rebranded.
I wasn't even around. Wait, was I even around when when we changed it to Truly Daebak show?
I think so.
I think just before, yeah. But
Oh,
anyway,
Lord.
as always, I'm joined by Nate,
What's up? I don't remember what I used to say.
Andrew.
You'd always
I
say
used to say something.
You'd always like
song lyrics.
Yeah, you'd always
I
quote
didn't
an English
prep.
song
I did
lyric.
not prep at all. I don't listen to music anymore. It's all I can give you a quote from Final Fantasy 14 as an intro.
Sure. Go for it.
No, go ahead. I don't have anything
Smile
prepped.
better suits a hero. Don't look that
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, definitely don't look at it. It'll be spoilers to hell. Spoiler, one of the greatest moments in the whole game.
Yeah, so anyway, yeah, kind of back
Play
for a
Andrew.
special episode
We
I
cut
did
off
say Andrew,
Andrew's
didn't I?
intro. Yeah, but he didn't get to say anything because I was just
and
sticking
Andrew.
around.
Oh, hi.
There we
that's
go.
actually
build that up.
That's actually a quote.
Yep.
VTuber quote. Oh, hi.
Yeah, anyways, once again, we're back just for a sort of special episode just to kind of reminisce over the past 7 years. Post something for our Discord people who are still around for some reason.
This is like when old like boomer bands go on like reunion tours.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, we had the SNSD come back last year.
Yeah.
I never gave a post.
We were
really
supposed to
happened.
do an episode on that, and then we just never did.
Oops.
Yeah.
We even mentioned that in Discord, and then people got upset because we never actually filmed anything.
We forgot.
Whoops.
But yeah, so I guess basically we just, we have a few topics. We have some stuff we want to talk about, and yeah, so I guess one thing we can talk about is how much K-pop in general has just changed over the last 7 years.
7
since
years.
2017.
That still hasn't like sunk in at this point. I've 7, 14, 21. I've known you guys for like 1/4 of my entire life, basically.
Oh, that is actually crazy.
And it hasn't really felt like that.
More.
That's like
Jacobs.
Is that more? That's more than a third of my life, isn't it?
Yeah, because like, how old were you when we started this?
Yeah, when we started this.
Well, when we started this, was 7 years, but
when we started this, I was 18 years old.
Well, yeah, and we talked.
And now I'm 25.
We talked in the Facebook chat for like a couple years before we even started this too.
Yeah. I think when I first started talking to you guys, I was 17 and I was still in high school.
Yeah.
Like I was just about to graduate high school.
Yeah, that would have been like 9 years ago, so 2015.
Something
like that.
2016, I think.
2016, yeah.
Yeah, because KCON.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's right.
Watch this
Early
dice.
KCON. Very early KCON.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I was actually like, so I was looking over the like general topic ideas that we had come up with, and like I was thinking about it in the car when I was like driving to lunch. Like I was listening to this like old playlist I made in 2017 for my radio show that I had in college.
Mhm.
And yeah, like I was just thinking like the kind of stuff that I listen to is super different now. Like even like that's even a topic that we'd come up with. But I was just thinking about that. I was like, the type of K-pop stuff I listen to is very different. The type of groups that are out now are so different. Yeah, it was just very nostalgic, I guess. Even though 2017, I always talk about this in Discord, but like 2017 to me still doesn't feel like new K-pop or old K-pop.
Yeah, it definitely still feels like new.
New, yeah.
But yeah,
It's old now.
Yeah, it's definitely way different.
So now all my favorite stuff that I'm like, you guys need to listen to old stuff is now double old.
Yeah.
But yeah, Gen 2 stuff's just like ancient.
Yeah,
history.
when you think about it, like even stuff like Twice in like 2015, 2016 is like So basically, I guess just like if I'm doing the math correctly, so like I guess that from the time that we started Truly Daebak to now is like the same time difference as between like I guess when SNSD was around in like 2009 to like Twice debuting. That's insane. Like that is like such a vast like span of time that you can't like it's incomprehensible just how long ago it's been.
Actually,
Yeah, well,
what we can say actually is when we started, it was right around when Blackpink debuted,
Yeah.
and now
yeah,
they're
exactly.
And now
they're
they're
basically
Now they're
splitting up
old.
now.
Yeah,
now
now
they're
they're done.
dead. Like
Well, that's what I was gonna say. It's like it's funny because people like I mean nobody's gonna listen to this outside of people in the Discord. So this, but if anyone that was like new into K-pop looked at my background, they'd be like, "Why is Somi in a group with a bunch of people I've never seen before?"
yeah.
Because
Or some of them probably yeah.
all of their groups disbanded.
Maybe you
Like,
recognize Chungha.
yeah, maybe Chaya, like, but like
Yeah, like
everyone else in their groups are gone already.
yeah, might as well be
Like,
like complete like absolute nobodies at this point.
exactly. Like, so yeah, and to me, IOI still feels like new K-pop,
I mean,
even though
another group that like kind of
old
came
as
and went,
hell.
and then in that entire like time frame was I mean, GFriend, like they were a little bit, they debuted a bit before, but like when we started, they were basically like a brand new
Yeah,
group,
yeah.
Mhm.
and poof,
Now they're
what,
dead.
like 2 years ago.
Well, they still exist. The
There's
best
some
parts of them
yeah,
still exist.
Viviz and then
Yeah.
Yujita solos.
I'll
So.
that VVS is basically my TTS because those are the three members I liked the most out of G-Fan doing their own group, so it
Oh
worked
my
out for
God.
me.
I remember when
But how much has K-pop changed in the past 7 years? Is it sucks now?
are we gonna
I wouldn't say
our
that.
shtick now? We're gonna be back in my day.
No, I mean for me, I don't know. Not really, obviously, but I guess just my taste didn't update with the new type of K-pop that's coming out nowadays, and so I mean, like I like stuff like New Jeans, like I like their music, their stuff's good,
Hmm.
but um, a lot of the stuff that comes out nowadays is just like not really for me. Um, a lot of it is trying to like replicate Blackpink and stuff like that, or like ITZY and that type of stuff. I'm just like not as
Noise
into
music.
as the old stuff. Yeah, the noise music, which like sometimes is good, but it doesn't hit for me as much as the stuff I actually do like to listen to. So like for me, I just don't really listen to it nearly as much anymore. I just kind of follow the couple of groups that I still that are still active that are still around that I like. So like obviously Dreamcatcher is still putting out their music and they still do the same type of music they've been doing since they started. They were one of my favorite groups, but a lot of the newer stuff I just don't even really pay attention to.
A lot of people complain about the whole like SM noise music thing, but I'm like, yo, give me more, pump it into my ears. I need more of it.
Oh, it's weird because I like NCT and it's all based off of their stuff, but
I
Like
guess.
anything
Espa
after it.
and got the beat. Love that. Need
Well, like
more.
in aespa, I don't mind too. Like the thing is, it part of it for me is I just fell off of like following K-pop as a like stan. Like I
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
don't follow groups anymore. I like the
It's
few groups that I do follow were ones that have stuck around, and like I haven't really picked up new groups to
mm,
like follow and remember the members and watch all their
it's a
variety
full-time
show
job
appearances and
basically.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know, and I don't know, I just yeah stopped that type of stuff, and so and then also like this is kind of getting into how much we've changed for me at least in the past 7 years personally in music taste is I don't listen to music anymore because for me I listen to all my music in the car on my commute to work, which used to be 50 minutes, and now I don't have a commute. I haven't had a commute for 4 years, so I don't listen to music when I'm just around my house working. I usually just put like a YouTube video on or a show on or something. So I just don't listen to music anymore, really. Um, so that's the other part of it for me of why I don't really listen to K-pop anymore. It's not that I hate it or I think it's bad now. I made a joke that it's bad, but it's just not for me as much anymore.
Doesn't fit with your lifestyle, I guess.
Yeah, and this type of music is just not like I still love the type of K-pop that I loved back then, which we'll get to when we get to like my picks. So like my favorite song this year is not the type of music that we get most of the time.
Yeah.
It's more like upbeat, fun, bubbly girl group pop. Like and that's why I like it so much. And that's why it's my favorite song this year. But we just don't get that stuff as much anymore. Unless you're going to like super new groups and the production's really bad and they can't sing and stuff
They have,
like
like,
that.
5
We
people
don't get
attend
it
their
at a high
concerts.
quality level anymore, like we used to with like
from the big
SNSD
groups.
or A-Pink or that type
Yeah.
of stuff.
Even A-Pink, they changed towards the end too. So
Right.
I think for me it's more I just am taking more of a casual like interest in K-pop. Like I'm not waning off it, or I guess I am waning off of it, but I'm not cold turkey like leaving it, I guess.
Yeah.
For me it's more just like I check out like what I want to check out, and I'm enjoying it a lot that way.
Right.
Which I mean, at this point is mostly just checking out groups that I already like, but
Yeah, that's the same for
basically.
me.
you know, if there's a new group that everybody's like sort of raving about, I'll go and check it out. But and if I like them, I'll keep checking them out. Like some new groups I like are, you know, Nuke Jeans, XG I really like as well. Obviously aespa I've already talked about multiple times. Everyone in Discord knows how much I love aespa.
I mean, aespa's not even a new group anymore.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I guess
5
they're
years
3
old.
They're
Yeah, I
hags at
guess
this
they're 3
point.
years old now.
2020, so yeah, 4 years. I'll end of
3
2020.
years. Yeah, 'cause
Yeah,
it was
it
like
was
December.
November.
They debuted my last semester of college, which again
Yeah.
is so fucking weird because
Even that was
I'd still
fine.
consider them new, though.
I graduated from college like more than 3 years ago. Like what the
Right.
hell? And we started this like basically my freshman year of college. Like I think if I recall correctly, our first episode was like in my mom's like living room.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
at
yeah.
home in upstate New York. And
Well,
then,
you
you know, most
yeah,
of the
you filmed
episodes were in my
some
dorm
episodes.
rooms and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Well, during the summer, you filmed in your mom's living
Yeah,
So-
exactly. And yeah, now I'm like, you know, in an apartment. I live in Texas now.
Yeah.
But
I own a house.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
you-
did
you
not
were-
own a house the
you were-
last
yeah,
time
you
we
were a
filmed an
homeowner.
episode.
You've achieved the American dream.
Yeah, it sucks.
So yeah, basically, I would honestly, yeah, like attribute it to lifestyle, because before like my height of like enjoying K-pop was definitely like when I was a kid, when I had like all of the free time in the world to just do nothing but, and when everything was so new, like there was an infinite amount of like new music
Yeah.
and videos and stuff to discover. And I mean, even though I'm sort of done with that, I'm glad that there's more people than ever getting into it now.
Yeah.
And they have all that huge backlog of stuff to get into.
And it's so
So
much easier for people nowadays.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
If you
dude,
think-
even just considering like when I was in Korea in 2019, I couldn't even pay for a concert ticket because they wouldn't let me. And now apparently like concerts in Korea, they'll like take foreign you know, payments and things.
Well,
and,
actually, I
like,
saw
that
a
was
news
only,
article
5 years ago.
I just saw a news article last week that they're creating a visa specifically for K-pop fans.
I saw a headline
I saw
about
the
that,
headline, but I didn't
That's
read-
crazy.
yeah.
I mean, not surprising
Yeah.
considering just how important K-pop is to the GDP of Korea, but
Right.
yeah.
I'm curious what that visa's for, and like maybe it's just so people
looking
can
it
go
up
on
right now.
longer than 90
Yeah,
days.
I think it's just longer than
The normal,
however
yeah.
many weeks.
But,
The
I mean,
Hallyu visa
makes
targeted
sense.
towards non-Koreans who are enrolled in a government-accredited local performing arts academies. Oh, so it's for people that want to become K-pop stars.
Oh,
Well, I mean,
That
that
makes
that
way
is-
more sense.
Like that makes sense too, because
Yeah,
you see how
Trainee
many
visa,
like
basically.
non-Koreans, not even just not even non-Asian people that like go to Korea to
that's confusing.
try to become
Why are
K-pop
they saying
idols.
K-culture enthusiasts is what they're calling this article, but then it says
That sounds like a derogatory term, a
Yeah,
K-culture
no,
enthusiast.
I I don't even think that's what it's for.
yeah,
Based on what you,
it
what you
says
just read off.
yeah. So the whoever wrote this is just confusing, but they wrote through the Hallyu visa, K-culture enjoyers may stay in Korea for 2 years. This is to further strengthen the current success of Korean music, drama, and art, and the future of its students. But the visas for people that are trying to join
Be a part
those,
of it.
like
I
be
guess.
a part of it, not just enjoy it. Like, yeah, the way the headline is it says South Korea to grant Hallyu visa to K-pop fans, but no, this is
Well, I mean, I guess
mean, that
if
is-
you're a K-pop fan that wants to become an
that
idol,
wants to become a K-pop
that's the
idol.
distinction.
Yes. But that's like I
that
don't
kind of
know.
is a big thing that's been coming up. Like a lot of the companies have been doing like survival shows and stuff like that to make groups out of specifically
Foreign,
members from other
yeah,
countries to promote in
and
those
they always
countries.
fail horribly
Yeah, I
because
mean,
their
we'll see
music's bad.
because we'll see though because like I think coming up they're gonna be more like sophisticated and more like actually
Yeah,
tailored for their respective like music markets and things. Um, the thing is though, it's like yeah, I think that's probably going to be the biggest shift going forward if we go fast forward another decade. I think K-pop is going to become more of a format than a actual like you know language or style or
Yeah. I
whatever.
mean, you already kind of
So
see that with like, I feel like XG is probably the perfect example of that. They're a group of Japanese artists that
yep,
sing in
singing
like
English.
that sing in English, but they're like everything is about them is K-pop. So
Yep.
yeah,
I feel like they called it like X-pop or something like that. But like, I mean, it sounds dumb, but like that's kind of like the future, I think, or just where I see it going is that it's just because I mean, even before that, like if you think about like almost all the producers for K-pop songs are from outside Korea. And you know they
Yep.
always collaborate with like people from around the world. So I feel like that's just sort of the next logical step in a way where it's just going to become more globalized or as everything becomes more globalized if you really think about
Yeah,
it.
it's like the globalization of pop music. Yeah, I think K-pop was just like the first music sort of industry to do that because I feel like it was sort of unique in that like obviously besides like English music is kind of consumed everywhere just because the United States sort of has a domination over the world culturally, but like when we first started getting into K-pop, like at least Asia, like all of Asia was super into K-pop
Mm.
because it was just like really easy to export because the English hooks and things like that. Everybody knows English, and but I
yeah.
think just because they were the first ones to sort of like, at least in Asia, like sort of export to all these other countries. I guess similar in the way that Japan was with like anime and video games and things.
Yeah, they laid the foundation.
Um, yeah, so like because the foundation was already sort of laid there, I think it's like in hindsight kind of natural that it's going this way, just continuing to expand and be more like dominant, I guess.
Mm. And it's kind of funny though, like specifically with Japan, like obviously I don't live there yet, which was my goal, but you know, they like I don't think anyone under the age of maybe like 30 actually listen or there's more people under the age of 30 that listen to K-pop than like actual like J-pop music. Like that's how dumb like if you're talking about like middle school, high school, like college kids, most of them listen to K-pop idols. Like they had every year they have this like basically like this big New Year's Eve show where they invite a bunch of artists to perform and everything. Um it's called like Kohaku. So it's hilarious because like literally half the roster is just K-pop idols, and there's obviously like some Japanese like acts like Yoasobi and like stuff like that, but there's just like that's how dominant K-pop is there now. Is that like they just invite Korean artists there or like K-pop adjacent stuff like Niziu is also there. So like I get it's sort of I feel like that's definitely why it's easy for it to get so big is because like when you start listening for like you Jacob you said you started listening to it at like what like 10 like 11 or something like that.
Yeah, I was like 12. Yeah.
Yeah, like yeah, so like once you start listening to it from a young age you basically it's kind of like an evil marketing type thing where we're just like you get them when they're kids and then they'll love it for the rest of their lives basically so
Yep, K-pop and Pokemon, they both hooked me. Evil marketing.
that is Jacob in a nutshell. K-pop and Pokemon.
Yeah, it's all cute characters.
Yes, yes, just 2D and 3D characters. I guess I could get into like, I guess just how much or my relationship has sort of changed with K-pop in the past 7 years or so. I mean, like up until we ended the show, I was still or stopped being active. I was still kind of listening, but again, because I was trying to like learn Japanese and like trying to do the whole moving thing, which I'm still trying to. Um, I basically I just hunkered down and I tried to expose myself to just Japanese like every day. So that'd be like listening like I was when we were working from the home from the pandemic, I'd be, you know, like listening to Japanese television or listening to Japanese music, watching anime, like all that sort of stuff. So and there wasn't really much time or like space in I guess, the schedule of my day to really like listen or keep up with K-pop outside of really top level groups like Twice or whatever like I really enjoyed. So I cut back a lot in maybe like 2021 is probably like the lowest point of my K-pop fandom at this, like outside of like I guess when I sort of took a break in like between college and when we started this up again or in 2017. So I don't know, it was interesting. And I mean I guess just at some point or another, I guess K-pop stopped feeling new, if that makes sense. Like I
Yeah, I
felt like
think that's pretty similar to me. Is like it's not as like wondrous and crazy like
yeah,
anymore. Like or crazy is not really the right word. It's like uh spectacular. Like it's not as much of a
Uh,
spectacle,
It
I
sounds
guess,
negative, but interesting. It's not as interesting.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
because we've
Like
seen it
it,
all
that
for
sounds
so
like a
many
little
years.
too negative than
like
I
like
really
basically like
feel.
the appeal of the
But
shine is worn off after
yeah,
Mm.
listening to it for so long, and like there's only so much you can do with pop music to some degree. So a lot of it was definitely starting to feel the same, whereas when I was listening to Japanese music, I'd be finding all this new and crazy sounding stuff that I'd never heard before. So I feel like that's a big part of what drives my interest in music just in general is the idea of, oh, I'm discovering something new, or oh, like I've never heard this band before, what else sounds like them, and just falling down that rabbit hole. Whereas it felt like I'd sort of reached the bottom of that rabbit hole with K-pop because I just you know not that this was a job, but basically like we basically kind of had to know everything when it came to doing Truly Daebak. So the mystique and the aura of it was kind of gone just because of like how in the weeds we were for so many years. um
Mm.
but I mean, I'd say like as of last year, that sort of I guess that spark got kind of rekindled just because I started going to a lot of concerts again. Well, obviously, yeah, because between 2020 and 2021, there weren't any concerts really. But once K-pop sort of started, K-pop concerts started to come back to the U.S. I started going to everything again, and I started sort of rediscovering like, oh, this is why I liked it in the first place. And I feel like, yeah, this new generation of music has definitely rekindled my love for K-pop that wasn't there, maybe even a year and a half ago, where specifically like stuff like New Jeans, stuff like XG, Stacy, like this new, wave of music that, I don't know, I've just, in some ways, I've kind of resonated with more than even the stuff that we were listening to like 7 years ago. Cause I don't know, I guess the kind of way I am, I'm very I'm very up to date with what I listen to on a regular basis. Like I make playlists based on what year it came out. So right, like
Mm.
basically in 2023, most of the music I was listening to came out in 2023 or the early or I made like a 2020s playlist. So everything was just very, very recent, and like everything beyond before that was just I'd only listen to if I got the bug for it, or I was like, oh, I forgot this song. So it'd be very hard to go back and listen to some stuff until we had to do this top 7 list. But um that definitely, I think that's definitely a big factor into why I'm sort of back in as much as I wasn't before. Is just like there's a lot of groups that make it easy to follow. That
Mm.
even though I'm back in, I'm not 100% in a way where like I just don't have the capacity. Like we got canceled for this before. I just don't have the capacity to listen to like boy groups anymore because there's just so much. Not that saying that boy groups
Actually,
are
I'm kind of there as well, but
like not that saying that boy groups are bad or whatever. It's just like there's just so much that you really have to, unless you're covering K-pop for a living or something like that, you really have to pick and choose, or else that's, that's what led to burnout because you're just listening to so much music and not being able to resonate with everything that, eventually it's just everything's just gonna sound stale. So that's why I really just keep in. in a way, I keep it top level, but like maybe like mid level, not top level, because like top level would be like me in like 2020, only listening to Twice. So I'm at mid level where like I listen to like a fair amount of groups. I listen to like new stuff, most of which like or some of which I resonate with, some of which I don't. But like I don't feel the need to like know every single K-pop
Yeah.
song that came out like we did for releases anymore.
That's probably where I'm at as well. I will say what you're saying about concerts, like, being back, I think that actually is, like, a pretty big thing for me as
Yeah.
well. Like, this past year, 2023, I've, like, went to a couple K-pop concerts, like, with my friends here in Austin. I never would have ever, like, dreamed that was, like, a possible thing, like, back in 2011 or whatever when I first started listening to K-pop. I didn't know anyone who liked K-pop because, I was from small town, middle of nowhere.
I mean, that's why we
So
started this podcast because we didn't know anyone else.
yeah, exactly. So
Yeah,
it's
basically.
really cool that, like, now that K-pop is more popular and now that there's concerts all the time in the US, like, I can just, like, go to a K-pop concert with my friends, like, that I know here, like, in Austin. It's just really cool. And I didn't even meet them, like, through K-pop. They just happened to like K-pop, like a lot of my friends do. So it's really cool.
Yeah, I think for me, like I haven't started going back to concerts, and part of it is I have to travel for them because I
Yeah.
don't get where you guys can both just go
Yeah.
to concerts that are right near you. Usually I have to go to Chicago or whatever, which is a 6 hour drive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, so I
Austin's
think
in a
that's
really good spot for it because, like, either they'll
a three
come to
hour
Austin, or I can just drive up to Dallas a couple hours, or I can just
or
drive down to
Austin.
Houston a couple
Houston.
hours. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, for me it's a little bit harder to do. So I haven't really been going back, and I think that's part of that. I don't know. And part of it, I just haven't really felt the need to go back. Honestly,
Yeah.
it's funny because yeah, it really is the pandemic that killed it for me. Because I went to a concert in February of 2019. I
Mhm.
went to the Everglow concert that they were like, people were like, they might cancel this, and then they just didn't. And I probably got COVID from it, but whatever. Um, but then yeah, it was like right after that, and all the concerts stopped happening. I no longer drove to work, so I didn't listen to music, and it kind of just fell off from there. Also, um, although I don't follow K-pop anymore, really, other than like just seeing stuff tangentially in the Discord, um, I still do the song rating, so I still listen to every single that comes out. Like, basically, that matters. Boy groups suck. They just suck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every
They
time I
don't put
do
out good
occasionally
music
I tried to be
anymore.
nice about
every
it.
time every
No,
time
they
I do
suck.
occasionally do a song rating, I'm like,
There's
"Bro,
so much
why
just
half these songs are the
generic,
same?"
crappy boy groups that are trying to be Stray Kids or NCT, and they fail miserably.
I don't know. I
And
think
like,
that's
there's
one
too
thing.
many of them.
Yeah, that's one thing I'm still kind of like have issues with is it kind of feels like a lot of K-pop's being funneled into two lanes, so to speak. Is you're either
Yeah.
trying to emulate BTS or you're trying to emulate Blackpink and nothing else. And I understand why they're doing it because you obviously
Those are popular
yeah
groups.
you have to try and emulate the most popular groups to hopefully find a bigger audience. But you know
I
like
think the problem.
That's another prediction,
Well,
actually.
I,
The new lane that's gonna come out is there's gonna be a bunch of girl groups that are trying to sound like New Jeans and
oh,
failing.
100%.
I mean it's already
I mean,
happening. What do you think XG did?
that's the thing is like that was happening before too, but now there's just so much that it's drowning out the like more like unique the people that are trying to do more unique stuff.
Yeah,
Like
It's more
before we
saturated than it already is, or than it
exactly
already
like
was.
back when we were doing the podcast or before, like we were checking out every new group that came out because we could. And even if I don't know, 75% of them were just trying to copy the big group at the time, whether it was SNSD or later on like Twice
Twice, yeah.
or Blackpink or BTS, like we could just skip over those and find new stuff that was interesting that were trying to do something different, like Dreamcatcher. But nowadays I feel like it's so much harder to do that because there's 10 billion happening. Like it's just impossible to look through all those groups, and most of them are just trying to copy. So 75% of them groups trying to copy the biggest artist now is thousands of groups when before it used to be 50 groups.
Yeah.
It's impossible to dig through that to find stuff that's interesting to you
Yeah, and the
if you're
ones that
not into groups that are just copying that sound.
And the ones that are like trying to do unique stuff, it's kind of like it becomes harder to find them, or it's harder for them to like be financially stable enough to do the crazy, off the wall type of stuff.
Right.
I will say, now that we're in like sort of a new age of K-pop, it's interesting meeting people who are into it, because they're usually almost always like people who've gotten into it in the past like few years.
Oh yeah, it's so weird.
So like I've introduced like a bunch of my friends to like stuff that I used to listen to years ago, and they're like, "What the fuck? This stuff is so good. Why didn't like why doesn't
don't they
anyone
make
talk
this
about
music?
Friday?" Yeah, for example, like when the IU concert came out, neither of my friends had really listened to IU or whatever. But like when the concert movie came out, I was like, "All right, guys, we're going to this, and you're just gonna check it out." And then my friend, one of my friends that went with us, he like just started listening to IU like a lot, like right after that, and it's
it's
just
understandable.
Cool. Yeah. Or another friend, like I drove us to the ESPA concert in Dallas, and I was like, "All right, listen, you're gonna listen to FX, Pink Tape, Four Walls, Red Light." We listened to all three of them, and then I showed him Taeyeon like on the way home, and he was like, "Oh my god!" Like at some of the like ballads and stuff. So
It's
yeah,
just like
I enjoy that experience. I'm like now the boomer dad who's like showing his kids like Pink Floyd or something.
Yes, yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking of. It's like the first time my dad turned on Queen or something like that, but just with our music. It's crazy because like I feel like 2019 is such an inflection point of my like life that it feels like anyone or
it was for the world,
the world, I guess. But like I was when I went to see Chu like a few weeks ago. Like I met somebody at the concert that was like, "Oh, I only got into K-pop in 2019."
People went to that concert?
Yeah. Me and like 5 other people went to see Chu. But yeah, it was crazy. He was like, "Oh yeah, I only got into K-pop in 2019." I'm just like, "What the hell? I left K-pop in 2019. You're telling me you just got in then?" So it's just like most people really.
I think honestly,
I
think that will be the case for most people you meet.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah,
probably
like within the past 2 or 3 years. It's insane.
They're stuck at home and ended up looking into new stuff and found K-pop. That sounds
clicked
reasonable.
it on YouTube randomly, like the rest of us did.
Yeah,
but
yeah, we just did it when YouTube was brand new.
Yeah, basically.
And then we had to go on forums to find subs of SNSD variety shows.
Yes.
Or no,
dude, I will never stop bringing this up. Like Invincible Youth, you had to go on Socified.com.
Socified.
You had to make an account.
You had to post 50. I thought it was 50. I'm pretty sure it was 50.
It might have been. I remember spamming. Spamming like messages on random threads.
You had to post
so that I could get the
50
subs.
replies on threads,
and then you had to
get the sub channel.
Yeah, and then you download these 360p videos.
Yep.
To watch them on your computer.
It's like watching Naruto in 3 different parts on YouTube.
That was what we had to do back in the day.
Now
you just got everything officially subbed on YouTube.
Yeah,
that's the thing. The day releases in Korea.
It's so even the music's more accessible now. Like if you think about it, when we started, was JYP uploading on Spotify when we started in 2017 or no?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Nothing was on Spotify. We had to use iTunes. That's why I use Apple Music. But stuff wasn't on Spotify.
That's actually also why I use Apple Music. Like people like I literally use Apple Music because I bought stuff on iTunes. Like Nate said, like when I was in high school and stuff, I actually did use Spotify because it was free, and you could log in with your Facebook account or whatever.
Yeah.
And I used Spotify for a bit.
Have K-pop.
Yeah, and then they didn't have K-pop, so I stopped using it, and then I would just upload my legally obtained MP3s.
Yeah,
shout out to the K2M blog,
and then I could get them. Yeah, and then I could get them on my my iPod.
I mean, you got those legally obtained MP3s through Barron, who released them.
Dude, I actually was just thinking about that literally today. I'm not kidding. It's been almost 10 years.
I feel like you think about that almost every day.
Dude, it's crazy though.
End up being Barron.
It's so crazy. Yeah, so what we're talking about is in 2014, SNSD's Mr.Mr. got leaked, and I listened to it, and it turns out that our friend Barron from Discord is like literally the one that leaked the album on the SoundCloud. Well, they put it
he
up on
yeah,
iTunes too early, and then they pulled
yeah,
it
he
down, but he
grabbed
was able
it.
to buy it,
Yeah.
download it, and then
Yeah.
upload it on SoundCloud.
He just happened to be paying attention at that moment to where he could actually get the file and then put it up on SoundCloud. So he
So
didn't leak it.
technically
SM leaked it themselves,
Yeah.
or like they just put it up early
Before he
but
comes
he
after
was,
us.
he was able to distribute it. But he's
He's a lawyer. He
technically
can fight his way out of it.
Yeah.
that was our first that was my first interaction with Barron, unknowingly.
I remember that happening. I don't think I ever, or like as I remember listening to it on SoundCloud. I don't think I downloaded it, but
I remember I
I just
specifically
remember it leaked.
I only listened to Mr.Mr. like the single because I didn't want to spoil the album.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
was like, oh my god, this
Oh,
song
was
is
the
great.
whole album up? I thought it was just
Yeah,
a single.
I think it was the whole album.
Wait,
Yeah, I
But
think I only listened to the single.
mild tangent. Do you guys remember our first interactions with each other? Because like that's kind of like sort
Like,
of escaping. Like,
on the
but like on the
Facebook
the
chat,
Facebook
or-
group. Yeah, before. 'cause
Yeah,
I
so
feel like
it was.
I talked to you guys
so
before the Facebook chat.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
in the
well yeah,
group.
it was through the Facebook. So it was through the Cape Kind of Funny Facebook group. It was actually me and Jacob interacted before even.
Mhm.
yeah, I
Because he
posted. I was
about
like, hey, is
wanting to
anybody
study
else?
abroad in Korea.
I think
And
I
this
think
was
what I posted was, hey, does like anybody else like K-pop or whatever?
no,
And I
this was
think
even before that. Even
Really?
before that, you posted and you're like, "Has anyone studied abroad in Korea? I'm going to college soon and I want to do that." And I
Oh,
commented, "Hey, I studied abroad," and we talked about it a little bit. This was like
Yeah.
months before the
Yeah.
K-pop stuff even happened.
Yeah.
And then later on, Andrew posted the KCON thread and asked if anyone liked K-pop. And then I saw Jacob, you were in there, and I was like, "Oh, hey, that's the kid who was talking about wanting to go to study
Korea.
abroad in Korea."
Yeah, no, I remember Jacob's comment. It was
And
like,
you commented, and so I commented.
yeah,
and we were
Jacob was talking
chatting.
about like how like, oh, there's no I live in like a place that has no K-pop concerts. I'd love to go to see a K-pop concert sometime. And then Card was your first
Right.
K-pop concert ever.
Dude, Card was not only my first K-pop concert, but it was also my first concert.
Oh yeah,
like,
you'd
at
never
all.
been to a concert period. That was
That
crazy.
was also my first time traveling by myself. Like that whole thing was a bunch of firsts.
Yeah, that was the first time we
Kinda
actually
wild.
met each other in person too.
Yeah, that too.
Kind of wild that my first K-pop concert was a 2012 Incheon K-pop concert.
the
that had, like,
legendary
the
one.
GOAT lineup. But yeah. So then Andrew posted the KCON thread, and we were chatting there, and we chatted for a while, and we're like, well, we've no one. I think I made the chat. I don't remember.
Yeah, you made the chat.
Or I posted it, and I was like, hey, we should make a like
Group
chat
chat.
group just to talk about K-pop because I don't have anyone to talk to about K-pop. And then every once in a while in the Kind of Funny group, a thread about K-pop would come up, and we would
And we'd be like, yo,
we would
join our
pick up,
chat.
yeah, and that's how we met Cooper,
Mhm.
and a couple other random people. I don't think anyone else followed us to the Discord really.
No, remember Jake?
From that thread. Well, Jake did too, but I mean, Jake's in the Discord and he reads stuff, but I'm pretty sure he only has
posts,
the
like,
Luna
once a year.
chat unmuted and it has everything else muted, and he just lurks in the Luna chat and then occasionally posts. But yeah, like out of the regulars in the
Yeah.
Discord that actually talk a lot. I think it was just Cooper.
I mean,
that
yeah,
followed
Cooper's
us.
like the fifth Beatle to us, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
So that's how we met. But yeah, then what we did, we just chatted for a couple years, and then at some point we're like, "Hey, let's make a podcast. That sounds fun."
The funny thing was like, it's kind of like it kind of felt like we had the same sort of gut feeling or like desire to make a podcast like at the same time. Like I remember typing the message that like, oh, what if we just do a podcast? Because I think we wanted to do like the top 100 songs of 2016 or something like that, or like make like a top like 2016 songs list and post it on like the Facebook group. And they're like, and then we were all typing at the same time, like, what if we make this a podcast? And then you guys were thinking the same thing. So that was just kind of like a funny like interaction, or just like,
Yeah, because we already basically like had those same conversations just like in the Facebook group
yeah,
anyway. So
just not recorded.
Yeah, that was the
recorded.
thing. Yeah, exactly. We were doing it through text anyway, basically, just having hour-long chats about K-pop. We're like, why don't we just
Instead of working.
do it in audio and record it? And then the other thing was like, because we all listen to podcasts. I mean, we met through Kind of Funny.
Yeah.
And there weren't really that many K-pop podcasts out there, so we were like,
Nope. Dude,
we're
what's
just
crazy
chatting.
is like when Nate and I did that one like podcast fest or whatever
Yeah.
thing, like I remember being in that call and some people in there were like, "Oh, you guys are OGs," and I was like, "Whoa, what?"
I mean, we
They're like,
are.
"Truly Daebak, aren't you all OGs?" I was like, "Damn."
That's which
There weren't
They
really
knew who we
K-pop
were.
podcasts back
Yeah,
then
like-
when we started.
and now everyone and their mother
Now
has a
there's-
K-pop
yeah.
podcast or podcast
Yeah,
in
yeah,
general. So it kind of feels weird. We don't really like. I guess it's just hard for us to sort of I guess take in or understand like I guess maybe what the effect that we had or what little effect or what large effect we had on K-pop in general or the K-pop community. But I don't know. Hearing stories like that is always cool. Or like, when I was just sort of retiring, I remember like I posted like my last review for like Eyes One on Iric Diary, and like one of the comments was like, "Oh, I've been listening to you guys for a while. Thank you." Like stuff like that. Like I know we were we never. I had a lot of goals. Obviously, I feel like my eyes are bigger than my stomach when it comes to like things that I want to accomplish or like I wanted to do. But I mean, like I don't want to rob myself completely of like what we were able to do for like almost like 4 or 5 like 3 or 4 years like straight.
Yeah, I think it was 3 or 4.
Yeah, we went like 3 or 4 years
still-
straight with almost not missing an episode basically, which was insane.
And we
Right.
still posted sometimes up till 2021. So
Yeah, so
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, because there was for a while Jacob and I did it like every other week. Our Fortnite
yeah,
podcast.
Fortnite podcast. That was a funny
yeah.
stuff.
So yeah,
Yeah,
what
it is kind of interesting, like we had only like
our
we got
last
up to, like,
episode
8
is
I think
2
at
years
our
ago.
height we got up to like 800 subs or something like that.
Yeah, we never
yeah,
broke
it was
1K.
like, yeah, we were around 7 to 800.
Yeah, so again, like for a like channel that like never broke
We-
1,000 subs, we like it is I always did find it interesting like that there were people who actually knew us, and I was like every time that happened I was always like surprised, I guess.
Or no, like,
Well, and the thing is that the subs are a little disingenuous because we were putting stuff up on podcast platforms
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
we,
that
had, we
too.
had a decent number like audio listeners based on the
yeah.
the metrics and stuff. Like we had a couple thousand people would listen to our episodes
Mhm.
through the podcast apps.
Yeah, so it wasn't just like one source basically.
It wasn't just YouTube.
And like I remember like Koreaboo wrote an article about us
Yeah,
like
Koreaboo and Billboard. We were featured in
Yeah, we
Koreaboo
were
and
on
Billboard.
the Billboard podcast.
Mentioned in
K-pop podcast
passing,
list.
but they still featured us.
yeah,
and like I don't know, it just I guess like that I still can't like come to terms with that. Like this dumb little idea we had just in 2017 happened to make that kind of influence on people. Or just like if you think about the
Well,
people we have in Discord, like
that's what I was gonna say. Yeah,
Never would have met any of them. Yeah.
yeah, there's just
there's even though like we never grew like huge on YouTube or anything, which we didn't really try either.
Yeah.
Like we just put our stuff out there and hoped people that listen to it, but we weren't like paying for ads or anything
Mhm.
because we didn't really want to do it that much. It was just a hobby for us. But yeah, like the Discord is like a huge example of like sure the Discord's pretty much stagnant at this point, but like it's a group of like 30 to 40 people that are hanging out in there all day, every day, and
Yep.
have been for 5 years now.
yeah, which is
And,
rare.
And I mean, some of them didn't even listen to the podcast.
Yeah, that's how long
or
ago
know
it's
who we
been.
were, which is funny.
Yeah.
But
Like, how did they even find
the
us?
well, I mean, it was just for
We usually
friends
get
and friends or
invited, I
whatever.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like the core people, I mean, Sam has her own YouTube channel that
Yeah.
she started a couple of years ago, and it's
Check
twice
out
as many.
Oh My Boba.
Oh My Boba,
Oh My
is
Boba, and
twice as many subs as we have.
And then
Yep.
there's like knee
And we've got
slappers. Like
knee
there's-
slappers.
yeah,
They
there's a lot of
started
other people.
podcast, and
I think that's probably the coolest thing is that like seeing other people want to try, making K-pop content or seeing other people succeed that, we that sort of started at the same time that we did. Like obviously like everyone has aspirations for, oh, you want to get like 1 million subs, you want to get paid, you want to do it for a full-time job, but I guess like once the reality sort of hits in that you just really have to get lucky for that sort of thing, you just kind of have to accept that, okay, whoever listens to you will listen to you, and you have to be I guess you can't sort of throw that aside just because you didn't achieve a number or like a metric or
All right.
something like that. And also just, I guess the one thing I'm still proud of to this day is that we didn't, you know, as much as we love K-pop, we weren't obviously positive about everything to our detriment sometimes. Like we'd be like, we didn't want to sugarcoat any of our opinions. If we thought something sucked, we'd say it. And, you know, that's, you know, sometimes that's not the best like way to get popular or to get more views, but, you know, we kept, you know, we kept ourselves authentic. And I feel like that's, you know, something I want to, our legacy to be, is that we don't want to feel like, oh, we're afraid to talk about, you know, not liking a group because somebody will dox us a million times or
I
like
think
downvote us or whatever. It's, you know, we put what we wanted out there, and, you know, we lived and died on that. So
I think that's why people listen to us in the first place. So, and I mean, even the Discord, we kept that culture in the Discord going, and like I think that's why, you know, people either live or die when they join.
yeah, it just
And
it
why
can be
it's
too
still
much for some
going
people.
is
Yeah.
'cause- yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't want to. A lot of K-pop fans are just only talk about the positive of their groups, and they don't really criticize when there needs to be criticism. Like I'm a very positive person when it comes to talking about stuff. Like I don't like
Yeah.
hating on stuff, but
Yeah. I don't
I'm
think
not
anyone
gonna
does.
like. But it goes to an extreme where they literally like their group can do no wrong
Yeah,
or
like
whatever.
toxic
Is
positivity.
something we avoided from toxic positivity. Yeah. And then they also just go to the other extreme for any other rival groups or whatever and just completely
which
hate
was-
on everything
yeah,
and destroy it.
Like, I don't know, I've always thought that's dumb. Like, even in Korea, like,
Right.
it's still kind of crazy to hear about, like, oh, like, I only listen to this one group. And I'm like, you, like, what are you doing for, like, 90% of your day if you listen to just one group the entire time? Like, I know, like, people are, like, I can admire that dedication, but, no, as they say, variety is the spice of life. I get bored of my favorite group sometimes.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like people who only listen to one group. They like idols. They don't like music.
Yeah,
I guess
that's the thing
kind of the
is,
difference.
yeah, exactly. They don't care about the music. They're just entirely like engrossed in the idol culture and
Yeah, like,
and following the people.
which inherently there's nothing wrong with that. It's just I've discovered that like that's not me.
People
Like
take
as
it-
much as I love
Yeah.
like the idol culture part of it too, but you know, music trumps everything. You know, I don't really, you know, like people like really like live and breathe that like variety content or all that sort of stuff. I don't really watch variety shows. Like even back when we were doing this, like I'd watch it occasionally, but like it was never really like my main source of like entertainment. Like I was really here for the music, you know, first and foremost. And if I didn't like that, then you know, I'm sorry. Like as much as I love the members of ITZY, if they keep putting out noise music, I'm not gonna listen. I'm sorry. it's just a fact of life. So
Right. We want to go into our 7 songs.
or I don't know, is there anything else that you wanted to cover? Or just like, well, we could like maybe just like see what we think.
You know what? I actually was gonna bring up something that's
Oh, yeah.
in which we didn't really bring up anyways. Our favorite moments and memories.
Oh yeah.
Like one thing, because when we were talking about like sort of keeping it real or whatever, one of my favorite memories was early on. That one guy who like spammed us with like 40 comments on YouTube.
Wait,
who was-
who was that for? Like
is
BP Rania? Yeah.
Yes, like he was so pissed, and like we literally like we're like I don't think we said like literally anything wrong about the situation.
He just
like,
gave us the entire history of BP Rania in tweet form.
Well, oh yeah, I was gonna say one of it was he tweeted us too, and that was back when tweets were 140 characters, and so he tweeted us
oh,
like
that's what happened. Yeah, he made a really
Yeah.
long YouTube comment,
Yeah,
and then he
turned it
copy
into a
pasted
tweet.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah, into
into,
like
like,
20 tweets.
20 tweets.
Oh
Yeah,
my
and it was
God.
just talking about how I don't know, because we put an episode on like the BP Rania situation, how it was messed up that they were kind of like taking advantage of having a black member and tokenizing her,
Mhm.
and then
Yeah.
like just ignoring her outside of the trying to get like popular off of it. And yeah, this one BP Rania fan was just like left us this crazy long comment and then tweeted at us 140 characters at a time. That was wild.
Another one, another hater moment was the newest at KCON.
Oh no. Like that is why I wonder if their downvote bots are still active. Like when we put this up, if we get immediate like downvotes, we'll see.
Yeah,
Are they still
'cause,
paying
like,
for it?
yeah, because we were like comparing like KCON, I think it was
The year
2019
before, a couple years before, yeah.
or was it
2018.
2018 or
2018.
2019? It's
20
2018.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the year before they had Super Junior as the closer, and like they
Yeah.
were super hype and really really fun, and then we were like, Newest was kind of like
Yeah.
underwhelming.
Yeah.
Meh.
Compared to
Like-
CN Blue and Super Junior, and then
Yeah.
yeah,
Like as much as we
people
hate
didn't
on
like
Super
that.
Junior, they were good live.
Yeah,
They
they're
were
fun
really good
live.
performers.
And yeah, Newest was not nearly as good live. Like we like their music, but yeah, we didn't say that we hated the music. But then yeah, like we just got tons of people hating on us because
I'm
we
pretty sure
didn't-
all that was said was that they were like
they're
not the
boring.
best closer.
That's basically what we were saying. Is that we were saying they weren't the greatest to close on because it was kind of like low energy, and we got a lot of haters for that. That was fun.
I'm trying to think. Like
Another one.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say another one for me is just like the yearly, at least for the first that 3-year sprint is like just going to KCON and meeting up with everybody.
Yeah, that was like
you know
our
we met online and stuff.
Yeah, that was our yearly pilgrimage to my basement or or Barron's apartment.
I was gonna say and the 1 year was in New York, and Jacob and I stayed at Barron's apartment.
Yeah, so that was always fun, and like seeing or kind of like worming our way into like the rest of like the K-pop like content creation community. Like remember when we hung out with like Umu and PD and all those sort of people, like that was fun. Just like seeing other people that enjoy like doing the same things that we did. Or like I remember like there was one year we went to KCON like 2019 and we got to like talk to Andreas Oberg. It was like, oh, I recognize you guys, and like those type of like making those types of connections was always fun. And
yeah,
or just like meeting people, or I think we met some people that were listeners and like that sort of thing, and it's just I don't know. I think that's just the coolest part of what we did for so long, was just finding ways to connect people from like different parts of the world. And like if you think about how crazy our Discord is, like there's like an Australian contingent, there's a European contingent. I remember one of our first like active members was Chris. He was from Africa. Like he'd listen to
South Africa,
he was like he was an Arsenal fan. Like I remember like if he's still out there, like shout out to Chris. Like he would, it's just so cool that you don't really know, like the power of the internet. You don't really know who you can reach, and it's just cool to see just how many friendships and all these lasting bonds that have been forged out of 3 random dudes talking in their basement about K-pop.
Well, yeah, I mean we went to Korea for a week and went to Japan for a weekend to visit Jacob.
Yeah, that was fun
actually
too.
was really awesome as well.
Oh yeah, and like
that's another.
We were all there for the DMZ, right?
Yeah, we all went to the DMZ.
Oh yeah, but Jacob wasn't there for when we saw MTV the show. That was what I was thinking of.
No, I've still never been to a music show.
Yeah, Jacob didn't go to the music show and wasn't at the AKB concert.
Yeah, that's actually something I bring up to like whenever North Korea like comes up in conversation. I'll be like, oh yeah, I was like within like 170 meters of North Korea once in this underground tunnel
that I like bonked my head on because it was so it was such
yeah,
a tiny
that was actually crazy because like we were like walking like literally like sorry my corridor is wrapped. We're literally walking like this like in the tunnel. Like I'm not that tall. I'm like 5'9".
Yeah.
And these like Korean old ladies were just like walking through like normally.
like all these like ajumas just walking through.
Yeah, they were like laughing because they could just walk on through.
Oh man, that Korea trip was fun. And you were
kind of crazy. Also,
you were able to go back to Korea recently, right?
Yeah. In October, I went on a trip to Japan, mostly Japan with my friends from college because they wanted to go anyway, and I was able to convince them to spend 2 days in Korea because I wanted to
like
go back and visit.
Of what we did basically.
Yeah. I wanted to go back and visit and just see all the stuff that I saw while I studied abroad.
Did you go to Lord Sandwich
really cool.
or no?
No, I totally forgot we went there until you guys brought it up the other day.
Lord Sandwich. Shout out to Lord Sandwich.
Yeah, I don't think we went to Hongdae at all, actually.
Well, that was in Shinton.
Oh, okay.
That was by Yonsei.
Gotcha. It's not like right next to Hongdae
It's
though.
I think there are a couple, one or
Like the
two stops.
next,
Yeah,
yeah.
on
Anyway,
the
we
green
we
line.
were mostly around my area, Daehangno, which is like the other side of the city, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, just I saw my school, like all these different restaurants and stuff I used to go to. Yeah, just stuff like that. So it was neat showing like sharing that stuff with my friends, and yeah, we went around to like Gwanghwamun Square. Um, yeah, it's cool. So
Yeah.
I already want to go back again.
Yeah, I need to go back. I haven't been back since I've been going to Japan like 5 times or whatever, but like I haven't been back to Korea, so that's next on my list, I guess.
I think I think that in Korea, because I already knew of all this stuff, was actually the day we did the most stuff.
oh
Like
yeah,
I think I walked like literally like 27,000 steps that day. Like
yeah.
I guess like,
but
is there anything we want to talk about like predictions? I don't know. That's like the last thing I had on my list.
the main thing that I mostly was predicting is more like global groups. I think there's going to
Same
be
thing.
a
Yeah,
lot of them coming out. Like um from JYP we've got Viksha. I don't know. I don't really think they're going to take off as much.
probably not.
Just because we'll see with their actual debut single. I was following them when their show was coming out, and I think a lot of them are very talented, but the style of music is literally just like JYP music. So
Yeah,
I'm not sure if that's gonna stand out enough, I guess. I know Big Hit's doing one as well, but I've not really seen much about it, so I'm not sure how that's gonna go. But yeah,
but
I think more and more companies are gonna continue doing that kind of thing.
yeah,
Especially also even just like JYP, they started doing like Japanese groups, like groups like just
yeah.
promoting Japan.
Like
Like
Niziu, and then there's the boy group one. I forget their name.
I think we'll have a lot of like alt K-pop sort of like alternatives, like not
Yeah.
necessarily just all groups of foreigners who promote in Korea to K-pop fans, or whether that's groups that are in other countries, you know, doing their own language just for their group or for their country in the format, or stuff like SG where they're clearly trying to be global, but they're not Korean, but they use the format and sing in English, and yeah. So
Yeah.
I think that's going to become a bigger thing for
I
sure.
mean, yeah, they've talked about it for years, but the NCT spinoff, that's like the Western NCT spinoff,
I thought
or
that got canceled.
did it get canceled? Okay, maybe it did.
I don't know.
I have
I
not
I
kept up
might
with
be making that up,
NCT.
but I'm pretty
Sorry,
sure it
Cooper.
did.
But yeah, I think that's probably the most interesting thing
Yeah,
to
NCT.
sort of monitor over the next 7 years, maybe. Like whenever we plan on doing another reunion. God, 7 years from now would be 2031. Jesus Christ,
31.
I
Yeah,
would be.
that'd be my 20-year point of listening to K-pop.
I would be.
Oh, that's sad. Good.
I would be like. I hope I'm still not here. I'm hope I'm in Japan by then. But like, I don't know. Like, it'll be interesting to see, just because I feel like even though we're not as us personally, even though we're not as big into K-pop as we used to be, I feel like now is sort of like kind of like a golden age in terms of just the accessibility and reach of K-pop. Because like even at work,
Oh yeah.
sometimes they'll play like 50-50 like Cupid, and like the stuff with stuff like TikTok, and like just the reach that K-pop
TikTok.
has now, I feel like is at its max. So it'll be interesting to see whether or not it'll be able to maintain this high, or if it'll eventually die out as a fad, like most pop things do. But I don't know. It'll
I
just be
think
interesting to see how it'll evolve with like whatever new technology or whatever, like however social media or the internet changes, just to see how different companies and different groups adapt to reach a new audience.
I think as long as there's groups that like are trying new things and being different and sort of pushing the envelope, it'll continue to grow. As long as like it doesn't become totally homogenized, I don't think it'll die anytime soon.
Yeah, I don't
Like
think it'll die. I don't know if it'll.
like another thing that's crazy. Like last year, I went to Las Vegas like with my friends just for a weekend, and like I was in a casino, and Espo was like playing on the speakers when I was walking through this casino, and I was like, okay, again, that's something like I never like 10 years prior never would have guessed would ever happen
But yeah,
in
like
the United States.
or just I mean, it doesn't even have to be limited to K-pop too. Just Korean culture in general is just very much a zeitgeist right now. Where, like early,
Yeah.
like last year, like I went to Soho in New York, and there's a brand called Gentle Monster which makes sunglasses. Like I had like a pair of those, and like they're a Korean brand, and like they're really popular. And then like they were playing. I feel like that's what
Hmm.
sort of helped. That kind of helped kickstart me like getting back into K-pop even more. Or just like I heard a song by Soul SOLE playing in the store, and I was like, oh wow, I remember loving her music, and then and like or just that sent me down the Korean R&B rabbit hole again. Just in general, it feels like they're I like feel like Korean culture being so. I feel like Korea is probably the most westernized of like the major Asian countries because Japan's pretty westernized too, but they kind of like doing their own thing. And then China's
Mhm.
kind of like their culture is very like in a bubble where like there's just some stuff that we don't understand maybe that like very few stuff sort of hits the global zeitgeist the same way that in the same way that Korean culture does. But
Mhm.
I feel like that's also I guess just a sort of interesting thing to see. Just like I guess how how more intertwined Korean and American culture is becoming just because I feel like it's like America's trying to become more or like Americans are trying to become more Korean and Koreans are trying to become more American in kind of a way. I guess I mean I guess like there's been things like that before where like there'd be like I mean they call this the Hallyu wave. Before that there was like the British invasion. I feel like there's always just
Mhm.
something appealing about discovering a new culture or something that isn't what you're normally used to. And I feel like yeah, as long as that, you know, as long as there's always culture to discover, it might not be K-pop, it might be other things down the line, but I feel like that's always going to be, you know, a driving force for niche hobbies or things that might be outside of your like I guess your normal boundaries is just the idea of discovering something new and different. And I mean that's kind of why we fell into this rabbit hole in the first place too. It's we were the only ones
Yeah.
that did or that love this stuff, and you know we eventually just found other people that did too. So
Right.
There is something cool about I don't know. I guess hipsterish like about
Getting
like
into a
yeah.
niche
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, like way before everything blows up. It's just funny because I'm sure people are annoyed by it on Discord sometimes where I'm just like back in my day we were like blah 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 blah. But yeah, I think the only reason I bring it up so much is just because I'm kind of proud, I guess, a little in a certain way of like how far it's come.
yeah,
So it's yeah,
I mean
Because
like
it's
all
cool.
that money you spent on importing albums.
yeah, we're
Yep.
propping up we were propping up Korea's GDP all
GDP.
on our own basically just with how much we
Yep.
spent on K-pop merchandise, K-pop concerts. Like they probably make more money on K-pop here in the US than they do back home. If you really think about it. Like
Uh, I I
Nowadays, maybe
I think the U.S. has surpassed China as the third
as
biggest
the third
market for
for Japan.
K-pop. Yeah, behind Japan.
that's crazy. So like
So
and I mean it's evident with just like literally you wouldn't think just like even some like Chew or like smaller artists like Purple Kiss that I saw like a few months before they wouldn't be able to afford concerts or coming all the way to the US, and now like anyone can basically come over here or and there's
yeah,
promoters that are willing to support that because they know that K-pop is hot right now.
yeah. Now I feel like it's at such a point where it's like smaller artists are more likely to do big long tours in the US than big
Yeah.
artists are. Like big artists will come and do like only a few shows because they need like these huge stadiums that are probably really hard to book.
Yeah,
And these smaller artists, they can just kind of walk right into these, smaller
Yeah.
venues and
Tiny venues.
at least, mostly fill them up. So
Right.
yeah, it's kind of interesting.
yeah. So
So,
we'll see what happens in 7 years, I guess.
yep. So I guess should we move on to our top seven?
We should. Okay. All right. I guess I can run it since I was the one that organized this. So the idea is that we picked for 7 years of Truly Daebak, we each individually picked our favorite song from each year. Surprisingly, there's only one song out of all three of our lists that was an overlap. I was I was kind of
And only
surprised at that.
between two of us.
Yeah. So like that's the thing, is that like that's how diverse our musical tastes are, and I guess just how like interesting each what we thought was the most memorable or our favorite song is of each year. So we'll go through our list, and then I guess just a cool Discord activity we plan on doing is we'll set it up for the Discord channel that we'll make a collective Truly Daebak Discord top 7 or 7 songs for 7 years, and that I think I'll be interested in, because I wonder how many people were actually listening, or that are in our Discord were actually listening to music from 2017, and like those early years.
I mean, the Discord is, when do we
5
make the
years old.
Discord?
Like
5. So it was only 2
2018?
years before.
Yeah.
2018.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's turning
So
6
20
years old in
What the
June.
Yeah.
fuck?
So I mean,
It's crazy.
and I mean, not everyone joined the Discord immediately, but yeah, some of them are definitely into it. And I think most of them were probably into K-pop back then too.
Yeah. So
Probably also have like plenty of songs from.
I
back
mean,
then
our
anyway.
Discord's all full of boomers like us too. So there aren't a ton of. I mean, there's some newer people that started listening more recently, but
I'm sure the Discord top 7 is going to have a lot more boy groups too, since we have a lot of like dedicated boy group stands. So
maybe.
So
Probably not.
we'll see.
And only a couple.
Yeah, so we'll see how
most of the boy group stands have left.
They don't like us anymore because we're a niche of a niche. We're like, boy groups are popular, and then we like girl groups, and of girl groups everything is like we're SM shills. So it's like if you don't fit within that like specific niche, everyone just like said see ya. Okay.
Right.
And for those watching on YouTube, will be playlists of all of our music, both in YouTube video format and in Spotify format. So go check those out if you're looking for some music to listen to when you're ripping off your 15th set of something. I don't know. I don't work out. All right.
Yeah, I don't know if this is good workout music. Most of it.
No, K-pop music is probably good workout music.
No, I think most of it is.
Some of it,
some songs. I think only a couple songs.
A couple songs might be a little.
All right. Let's start the list off with 2017. Okay, first I'm going in like I guess our order. So first, Jacob's song of 2017 was "Time Lapse" by Taeyeon.
I think it's an obvious choice. My Voice is probably my favorite K-pop album ever.
Ever? Really?
I think ever probably. It's either My Voice or Shoebox by Epic Eye.
I thought it'd be Shoebox because of just how much you love Epic Eye.
Yeah, just and this song, like in particular, like the only thing that sort of challenges it on the album is 1111, which I also love as well. But yeah, this sort of like shoegazy, just like ballad is just. I mean, everyone in Discord already knows. Time Lapse is kind of the GOAT. It's just
I was gonna say this is easily Taeyeon's best song. So
yeah, it's just
My
it's
opinion.
amazing. Like if I want to show Taeyeon to someone, I would probably show them.
You'd show them Time Lapse
first,
yeah.
Even though it's not even a single or anything.
It's not a single, yeah.
So, yeah, it's just a beautiful song.
Yeah, it's a great song.
Next, Nate's top song of 2017 was "All Night" by Girls' Generation. So sticking with
so I
the theme here.
I didn't do B-sides. I just looked at singles.
Same.
It was just like there was no way I was going through all those albums trying to find my favorite song. Well, for 2019 on, it was easy because I just looked at the the quarterly song ratings, and found my 411s for the year and figured out which one was my favorite. 2017 and 2018 was a little tougher, but I think for this, like, it had to be this because this ended up being my favorite SNSD single.
Of all time?
Out of all of them, yeah, I love this song so much. And like obviously Way to Go is my favorite. But this, just I don't know, just the way they just came out of nowhere, and like it's so like different
Just
but
fun,
catchy and fun and the type of
disco-y,
K-pop I love listening to. Yeah, it's just like a great
Earth, Wind,
retro
and
sound.
Fire.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I had to go with All Night. It was definitely my favorite of the two singles, and ended up being one of my favorite SNSD singles for sure.
It's so weird that like that that album was like new girls' generation, and it's already 7 years old.
Yeah, it's that album is 7 years old. That's actually insane.
Like that was
Right.
one of the. I think that was one of our first like album. Or didn't you unbox it, Nate?
I think so.
Yeah, that was like one
Probably.
of our first videos unboxing it, and now it, geez, like again, just time just makes no sense these days.
Yeah,
Um,
it's another thing, like, Red Velvet is 10 years old this year.
what the?
Yep.
Yeah. I followed them since debut, like, I remember the controversy of the music video and everything. But, yeah.
Next is
Also, shout out to One
oh.
Last Time on the same album.
One Last Time is this my second favorite song on that album. So.
All right. Next up is my top song of 2017, which is "Dance" by Off on Off. Kind of like a random pick, maybe to people that might not know, or just like it's not a traditional K-pop pick. But I mean this seriously when I say like this is probably one of my favorite songs of all time. Not even just limiting it to K-pop, just ever. Like if you look at my last stuff, like I regret not starting to Scrabble things until like 2020 because if I did, like this would probably be my most Scrabbled or my most listened song of all time on Last FM. Like that's how much I keep going back. I really, and I, as I explained in the first part, I don't really go back to songs from that are kind of outdated. I really like try to stay like up to date to like whatever's out in the current year. So, you know, the fact that I keep going back to this song over and over and over again and it still sounds as fresh as the first day I listened to Off on Off is just, I guess it's just a testament to just how great how lightning in a bottle this group was, where they released one album and then they went their separate ways basically. And I feel like Off on Off in general is just so ingrained to, or it's such a perfect encapsulation of just like what we loved about, or what Truly Daebak is where we found this random like R&B group. Like I don't think I would have found Off on Off if we didn't do like
Releases.
we didn't do releases, if we didn't do the podcast. Like it's just one of the ways that, like, you know, this platform that we had helped me discover some awesome music that I'm still listening to today. And
Yeah.
I forget if we ever talked about this on video or whatever, but we'd always, whenever we'd
This
end
album, I
recording,
think we reviewed the album.
yeah, we talked about the album. Yeah, like I remember, like this might have been like the first album I ever gave like a 10 out of 10, or like what rating system do we use again? Like 10, 5, something like that. I don't
We
know.
did 10.
Okay, yeah, this was the first album I ever like gave a 10 out of 10 to, or something like that. And you know, it's just, it stands the test of time, and like it's music that I don't think I'll ever get sick of it, in all honesty. And it was just fun, like how like every time we ended a stream or like a video, I keep calling them streams, but we never streamed anything live. But every time we ended a video, we'd always be like, and off, on, off. Like it just became I feel like Off on Off became such an integral part of, and Cold, and like became such an integral part of Truly Daybak that like I associate this song with, you know, the memories I have doing the show with you guys. So that's why my list is very sentimental, because I'm a very nostalgic and sentimental person. This
Mm.
it probably comes across. So, you know, that's my favorite song of 2017, and probably one of my favorite songs. Yeah, again, one of my favorite songs of all time, just in general. Next, we're on to 2018. I'm putting some of the like thumbnails
Yeah,
we did.
I thought it was fun looking at these thumbnails.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
I
like
was looking at them before the show, and I was like, "Damn."
I was really confused for a second about the middle left one, and I was like, oh wait, wasn't that the Olympics?
yeah,
or
the
something?
Olympics. Yeah, that was crazy
Yeah.
too. Just like watching the Olympics and then seeing seeing EXO do what they do. The EXO performed Power for some reason at the Olympics, and I don't know.
Yeah.
It was just, yeah, that was a fun Olympics to watch and cover. Okay, so first up for 2018, we have Siren by Sunmi, which is Jacob's top pick of 2018.
I spammed the hell out of this song and album, and I don't know. I just think to this day, this whole like mini album is just kind of goated. Every single song on it is great. Um, Although to be honest, it's just kind of I don't think Sunmi really drops stinkers. So yeah, I mean to this day, like Sunmi is one of my favorite artists. I always look forward to when she finally releases something because she's very slow with it. But
Yeah, she kind of releases just one thing a
Well, it's
year,
because she
basically.
only puts out good stuff.
yeah,
she-
I mean
Quality over quantity, I
if
guess.
Yeah,
if that's the case, I'll take it obviously. So
Yeah.
Did you
yeah,
see?
I loved this song.
Did you see
I
her
remember I
in
watched it.
2022? By the way, when she came to or she had a tour in 2022. Did you go
Yeah, she
watch
did
that or
the
no?
tour.
I didn't for some reason.
Yeah,
There was some reason I couldn't go because I remember she came in 2019 when I was in Korea,
when you were in Korea.
and I was like, "Bro, are you kidding me?" And then there was some reason I couldn't go in 2022. So, it's because she didn't come to Texas, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, that's why.
So I would have
Yeah,
had to
she didn't
go.
have any time off or
I
anything.
think I would have had to go to Atlanta, and I was like, I don't want to pay for that plane
Yeah.
ticket, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, next time she tours again, I'll definitely go.
I mean, she's awesome live. You definitely have to go see her.
Yeah, and she does the live band for everything.
Yeah.
Like we watched one of her concerts like during the pandemic, like the digital ones that all the groups are doing, and like even that had the live band, and that was amazing. So I hope she comes back again. Anyway, on to Siren. I just remember like spamming the hell out of this music video too because I just loved the like all the outfits and the set designs and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely. This is probably also one of my all-time like favorite K-pop songs. So
Next up, we have Nate's 2018 pick, which is "Get It" by Preston V.
Yeah, so I mean,
Very Nate pick.
back in the day, self-proclaimed biggest IOI fan in the world. So obviously followed all their groups, and I loved Pristine, but they kind of went away pretty quickly. But yeah, the subunit was great. Like this is what like they only put out 2 songs, and I remember spamming to get the crown in Discord. Like listening to this and Spotlight over and over again. But I don't know. This is like what I want girl crush music to sound like. Like
Yeah.
this is just like such a great girl crush like sound, and I think a lot of groups went towards like what Blackpink does, and that is just
more
like
like
less
chanty sort of
yeah,
stuff rather than like melodic.
Yeah.
yeah,
I-
and this is just much more of what I want in that type of music, and so that's part of like why this stuck with me so much is because I just don't get it as much as I wish I did.
Yeah, and it's a really good example of like you don't have to just do everything like there's more than one way to skin a cat, so to speak. Like you don't have to do girl crush the same way Blackpink does it or the same way
Right.
ITZY does. Like there's multiple different ways to sort of approach it, and yeah, it just kind of sucks that they didn't really get any track. It feels like if they released this in like 2019, 2020, it'd probably do really well. It feels like they were maybe like a bit ahead of the curve, like in
Yeah.
to some degree on it. So it's kind of a shame.
R.I.P. Person.
R.I.P.
Yeah,
All right, like
for sure.
are there any active IOI
Underrated as
branches
hell.
besides
Huh?
like groups? Like are there any
Somi-
active IOI groups
Somi
anymore?
Chung.
Groups? No. All the groups are
Dead.
done. It's just Somi and then Chungha if her new
Releases
company
music,
ever
yeah.
puts out something. If she,
Isn't-
I think she joined a new company. I don't even
Yeah, she
remember.
left
Isn't
She left the old one.
WJSN technically not dead or whatever?
No,
They're just
WJSN 's-
mostly like
I don't know. I mean, they're gone. They're done.
You just had to come to terms with
Yeah,
that
all the
long
groups,
time
all
ago.
the groups are done for sure. I mean, I don't think Wiki Miki ever disbanded, but they haven't
they've not done
anything for
anything.
years, so maybe they have. I don't even really know. Oh yeah, it still says present on Wikipedia, but the last thing they released was the EP in November 2021.
That's the
So
that's the official indicator. If it doesn't say
Yeah,
that, if
yeah.
it doesn't say was on their Wikipedia,
It
that means
doesn't
there's
say-
still hope.
yeah, exactly. So
All right.
um,
Well, hopefully Chung comes out with new music because I mean I haven't listened to her in a while, but obviously like she like
yeah.
when she was at her peak, she was incredible.
Yeah. Oh, she October she joined J Park's label.
Oh,
Yeah,
that was
she
the one.
I remember at camp LA or whatever, this freaking scam concert that I went to. She performed like a brand new
Yeah,
song, and I don't
well,
think she ever released it.
well, no, yeah, because that was the thing is in mid 2022 she did Barron Rare, which was the first part of a 2-part album with M&H,
Yeah,
and she
and they didn't
performed
release
the
the rest.
single from the second part of that album at that concert, but then they just never released that album, and then it left after
Dipped.
them not releasing that album for like 8 months.
Damn,
and
I
not
wonder
doing
if
anything
I
with
have
her.
like the best fan cam of that song, because I
I
was
have
like
Like the
literally
only
right there.
that's the
like
only way you
literally
can
Probably.
actually listen to it if you're not a part
Yeah,
of like
like-
M&H.
Yeah, because KME and I from Discord were like literally like
Right
10
there.
feet away from her, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Jung also saw her perform it because she performed it.
Oh
in
yeah,
a
that
thing
that one
in
London or whatever,
UK.
right?
Yeah, so she performed it a couple times, but yeah, the album will never come out because it's with M&H. I think I remember her saying something about like they were hoping they could get the rights
to it.
and the music so they could put it out with her new label, but I
Yeah.
doubt that.
I mean, it'd be a shame if it just sits there and rots on like some computer hard drive.
I think it will.
Oh god. All right, we need
Maybe somebody will leak it for us.
Yeah, we need somebody to leak it, or we need somebody to like do some like Mission Impossible type shit and like rappel down from the ceiling and steal like the hard drive with it on in the M&H. Like, do they even have anyone else besides Chunga?
M&H, they have a couple boy groups. They have a boy group.
Okay,
or
so no one
something.
of significance then.
No, they don't have Bandit anymore. Bandit's gone. They have 8 Turn.
Who the
Which is
fuck
a boy
is that?
group.
Yeah, literally, who is that?
A boy group that debuted in January last year.
That's the thing is like,
And
why do boy
usually-
groups have the stupidest names? I'm sorry, like some of them like
Usually,
it's like
so
some
usually I joke in Discord about not knowing who a boy, like never hearing about a boy group. I've literally
Yeah.
never in my life.
I'm
heard
just
of
like-
8 Turn.
it's always the ones with the stupidest names that I've never heard of too. So
yeah,
I'm
they have
sorry.
2 soloists as well,
I'm sorry, but
yeah,
like they're just like, well, I hope they're doing well because if not, that company's going under since they lost Chunga. Okay.
Jeez.
Next up is my 2018 top pick, which was Pop Stars by KDA. So this was actually a very hard choice because I think it was either this or maybe like La Vie en Rose by Eyes One.
I was gonna say I was really surprised you didn't pick.
But I feel like just like I mean, I don't know. I guess I'm just a sucker for just like the impact that this song had because I feel like BTS was kind of popping off around this time too, but there were just so many people that like never listened to a K-pop song before that love Pop Stars or like were like, hey, this is actually really good. I feel like, and like League of Legends was or like through K-pop through the I guess the lens of League of Legends was really good at sort of exposing people who had never listened to K-pop before, this style of music. And, they were like, it was just, and being a League of Legends fan since like, the game started basically, it was always cool. Like that's how I feel like that's how I really got into K-pop as well, is just because I'd watch a lot of like Korean League of Legends streams, and during the commercial breaks they'd play K-pop music videos. So it's just so like League of Legends and K-pop have just been so intertwined throughout the years, and it was just so cool to see it come to a head where they got Soyeon and Miyeon from G Idol to be part of this, and it was it kind of felt like another way or another like touch point of K-pop's becoming more accessible and legitimized in a way, and I still love this song. Like it's so good, and I'm still salty that it didn't win the best music video. You guys gave it to freaking The Boots by Goo Goo Dolls instead because you didn't want to give it to something that was animated.
I mean, I still like Boots better.
No,
So.
come on.
But the Boots is so good.
I haven't, I like legitimately, I haven't listened to The Boots until I started doing like my short list for
Missing
each
out.
year. But
So
K-pop,
good.
like Pop Stars, I listen to fairly regularly, or just in general, like all of KDA, and like, you see the sort of like the impact that it has now, where almost there's so many different games that are trying to do K-pop collabs. Like we had like Overwatch
one.
and aespa, or Overwatch and
No,
LE
Lisa
Seraphim.
Ram.
And then Fortnite might be doing a collab with aespa, which is just really random,
Oh,
but
really?
sure.
I didn't know about
No,
that.
I'm just saying, give me it. I keep saying in Discord,
Oh,
give me
you
that.
want
It's
that?
Oh
Is
no,
so
it-
I
obvious.
thought
Is
there
there
was
a
an actual
rumor,
rumor.
or-
Like legitimately, I thought I could have swore I
No.
saw something on Twitter about
I haven't heard
Fortnite doing
anything
some
like
type of
that.
K-pop collab. I don't know if it was aespa or something else, but I would not surprise me if they did because Fortnite's just that big. So
I think there is one, but it wasn't aespa because I remember saying recently, why is it not aespa?
who
Like I
who
want
was
to
it
play
then?
as Ikarita.
I mean, they're the perfect model for it too, like because they already have 3D models basically, and like the whole
Yeah,
like
exactly. Just
the
send it
whole
over
like
They
to
have
Epic and
K-pop dances.
yeah.
yep.
And I mean, or just even stuff like I think like Dead by Daylight has like a K-pop inspired like killer character. Like it's just
Killer.
cool.
Oh
to
yeah, they do.
yeah, it's just cool to see all these sort of like crossover because gaming is obviously a big thing for all of us. That's how we found each other in a way, and it's
Yep.
so cool to see like our two worlds coming together and doing cool collaborations like this. And yeah, I mean, like, it sucks that we're probably not going to get any more KDA just because G Idol's way too popular at this point. They're too busy to,
Mhm.
take time out of their schedule to make songs for League of Legends. But I mean, it was just, yeah, honestly, there's a reason why I picked it as one of my favorite songs. It's, just the influence it had on, gaming and in K-pop is just, it'll stand the test of time.
We need a Final Fantasy 14 collab. That way Nate will get back into it.
Oh my god! Imagine freaking Sulkin producing a K-pop song.
That actually would
That
be
would be
pretty
amazing.
crazy.
Or like yeah,
Token
just like
just needs to produce a Dreamcatcher song.
yeah, or
My
like you
worlds
think
will
about like
collide.
anything like just like some really epic sounding like orchestra intro to like a K-pop song or whatever. Like it writes itself
Mm.
basically. They don't
I
even have
looked
to
it
give
up. There's
royalties.
no
I feel like if
Fortnite
Soken,
rumor.
I feel like if Soken wrote a K-pop song, it would sound like EXO Mama, probably.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what
yeah,
I was thinking
probably.
of too. Yeah,
It
like
would be
that's
something
probably
like that.
like that's the easiest comparison or the closest we'll ever get.
Well, that's what I was, but then it would lead into a Dreamcatcher song because he loves
Yeah,
rock
probably.
music.
In your ideal world, sure. Yeah.
Well, no, he just loves rock music.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that
lots
too.
of stuff is rock. Yeah, I looked it up. There's no Fortnite rumor for K-pop collab. It's just all stuff from what they did before with the BTS dances and
Oh,
Twice
yeah.
dances and stuff.
Well, I can't imagine it's
I would be
too far off.
surprised. Yeah,
I mean, like
I wouldn't be surprised if they did.
Yeah,
have
with
them.
all of the
Dude,
different.
the aespa one is so obvious though. Do it already. Epic
Okay.
and SM. Link up.
Yeah, what
Do a concert.
if
Like
maybe some Fortnite developer is watching this and then they'll get the idea and then they'll actually do it. Okay, moving on to 2019. All right. I'm looking at like the the thumbnails. I forgot, or I only recently remembered. Yes, when I was putting this together the other day, like I only recently remembered our April Fool's episode where we reviewed Linkin Park album.
Hybrid Theory. It's the best
10 out of
K-pop
10.
album.
We played it straight the whole time. It was so funny. Go watch that if it's
I
still up on YouTube.
Honestly, don't even remember us doing that, but it doesn't surprise me.
Or the other thumbnail that I put up on here is our most watched video of all time is the Coco Sori
Is
controversy.
it actually?
Oh
Yes,
yeah, the
that is
controversy.
that has
yeah,
12,000 views. I don't
like
know why.
nobody was talking about that, and for some reason there was some contingent of Coco Sori fans that were
They
like
wanted to hear about
looking
it.
all over, and so yeah, that got so much traction for some reason.
I don't know why. Like and to be all honest, like I hated covering controversy videos or like topics because it'd always just be like I don't know.
Like, oh yeah, this happened. That
Yeah,
sucks.
we wouldn't really we don't have any inside sources or anything, so we just kind of talk about it. But like
Right. Just talk about
it's our
what
most
we heard.
popular video for some reason. I don't know why. All right.
People like controversy.
Yeah, controversy sells, definitely. Okay, moving on into our top picks. Jacob's top song of 2019 was Jacob and Nate's top song. I forgot. This is the one.
Yes.
The one overlap was
I mean,
Stream
it's
it.
the top song of
by
Stream it.
A-Pink.
Stream.
I mean, even the Discord agreed.
say.
This was the song of the year.
Was this
Yep,
actually
no,
song of the year
hacking.
for TDAs?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
in the Discord, I think. I don't
And
know.
then
I think it
also
was ours
for
too.
well, also song rating. I think it won its quarter.
Yeah. Oh, it definitely won its quarter. I think it got picked as song of the year for the Discord. award.
deserves it, dude. I
Um,
listened to this
Truly Daebak
again
Award.
like recently, and I was
Oh,
like,
it's so good.
this song is
Y-
easy 10.
I
It's
don't-
just
Yeah.
perfect.
I feel like this was the because I know I'm guilty, but like I really didn't pay attention to A Pink before that until Ung dropped, and I was like, what? What? Like it just kind of came out of left field for me because I hadn't really been paying attention for them to like paying attention to see like the switch happen or
It's
I
kind of
was
a
gonna say,
sequel to I'm So Sick.
yeah, this was only their second after they, right? Or
But
was it their
it was
third?
like I'm So Sick was really good, and
Yeah.
then this was like twice
This
as good.
was
yeah,
like,
this was
yeah,
like I
like-
feel like
good.
in a way it's kind of like their magnum or this is my favorite song from A Pink as bad as that might be to sort of discredit their earlier
easy.
discog, but yeah, I would have picked
I
this
mean, like,
if I didn't have my other
No,
song.
I mean,
Mr.
no,
Shoe.
Hush,
Those are
Mr. Shoe,
classics, but
all that
yeah,
stuff
Ung
is
is
great.
so good.
But
I
yeah.
wish. Well, I mean, I guess they are kind of, sort of ish keeping on going, but yeah,
Yeah, they
I
released
guess
a
it's
Christmas song.
without Nine.
Yeah, they don't have Non anymore, but the rest of them are still doing stuff.
Yep.
God, the song's so good.
Yeah, no, I listened to
Perfect,
this
no
and
notes.
I listened to this and what is it? Dumb,
Yeah, Dum Da Dum.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good too. Like that whole like
Yeah.
2019, like that 1 year of A Pink was just their peak in all
Dum
honesty.
Dum with 2020, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Just
Yeah.
those two
From I
songs.
So Sick to Dum Dum was
Yeah,
so
that
good.
was probably like their best era for me too. So
Even me as a
Oh.
big fan of their previous stuff,
Oh,
yeah,
I love
I
it.
would
Yeah.
agree. Yeah,
I mean, they
it's
were my
best era.
number. They were my number 3 group. I think I always said. Because yeah, it was SNSD, then Kara, and then A Pink. And I love their old stuff, but yeah, this was just so good.
hmm I was the only one that didn't pick this. So 29. My favorite song of 2019 is actually "Feel Special" by Twice. So, how do I explain this? I think at the time this song came out, I actually wasn't on Truly Daebak content just because,
You want to focus on their Japanese stuff?
or no, that was before that. I was trying to find a new job, just because like
yep.
that I was at was just terrible, and my mental state was just in the dumps basically, and you know I don't mean to sit and make it sound dramatic, but I wouldn't be here if "Feel Special" didn't exist. Like that's how much I love this song. Just the mess, like, because I don't understand Korean at all. I'm really guilty, even though Jacob says you can learn Hangul in 15 minutes. I'm really, I really just haven't understood anything besides like,
I mean,
basic
that's
words.
just being able to phoneticize the language. It
Yeah.
doesn't mean you'll understand any of the words.
Yeah.
What the words mean.
And with that
But
being
yeah.
said, just like the message and the meaning of this song, came at the perfect time for me, where I really, I felt very alone, and I felt like I didn't want to live anymore, and I didn't want to be here anymore. And, hearing "Feel Special" and hearing, the same things that Mina went through, because she sort of stepped away from the group because of, mental health issues at the same time. So I know how much this song means to them too. And, that's why it's, I saw them last year.
Yep.
I originally wasn't going to go to the concert because I was unemployed at the time. And the same day that, the day of the concert, that morning, I got my offer letter from the new company I'm working at. And so on an impulse, I bought a ticket to go see Twice, and I got to see "Feel Special" live for the first time. And, just the wave of, like, it's hitting me now, but like, the wave of emotion that hit me when I saw it, I cried basically, hearing this song, just because it means so much to me. And I'm not, I'm not like the biggest Twice fan, I think. Like I'm very critical of their music all the time, but I feel like I'm critical because I do appreciate, like, they're still probably one of my favorite K-pop groups of all time. Like, it's up there with SNSD, and just to be able to see that song live, like with a full band, it was incredible. Like, but beyond even that aspect of it, just hearing the song that meant so much to me, and is sort of like, it was sort of like a guiding light in a very dark time for me, was, something that I'll remember for the rest of my life. And it's, I guess, a testament to just how powerful music can be. And it's even pop music. A lot of pop music's just about like, oh, I want senpai to notice me or something like that. But when you really get into it, there are just some songs and some groups that do make a change in people's lives. And it's what I've always strived to do in what we did on the podcast. I'm not, we're not, curing cancer or solving world hunger or whatever, but if we made one person's day better by giving them something to listen to while at work or on the road, then I feel like I've done my job, and it's what kept me going all these years. So yeah, like in a long-winded way, it's just a very important song to me, and it's easily like my favorite Twice song of all time, which is crazy considering just how many good songs Twice has had through like all their different eras. So
Yeah, I mean, I saw them as well last year in Houston. I think "Feel Special" like by far was the song that like the crowd just like went crazy for. Like as I think,
the guitar, man.
It's
yeah,
definitely
yeah,
one of their best
I
songs.
well, I think a lot of people connect with it like that. So it's like just a special song in there. Like it means a lot to them. It means a lot to the fans. It means a lot to you personally. Like, and by you personally, I mean like you as well as like people just individually. It's just
Yeah, I know.
yeah,
Right.
I'm not like there's other
great
people
song.
that have such a personal connection with this song, and this era for me, like specifically of Twice, with like Fancy, like Feel Special. They had like what like they had more and more, like more and more
More
is
and
okay.
more.
Yeah.
But like Cry for You, like all like that era of Twice was just, I feel like their
Can't
best.
stop me.
Yeah, like because
Oh
like
yeah, yeah,
that was probably their best
definitely
years in
up
all
there.
honesty.
I almost picked I Can't Stop Me for 2020. Spoiler, I didn't, but I was very close to picking
I
it.
wouldn't fault you for it either. That's a really good song. So I'm glad like Twice made it somewhere on the list, considering like just how important like Twice was the first group we all agreed on. I'm pretty sure like that was our, like we introduced ourselves as like SNSD fanboys that became Twice fanboys. So and like, I enjoy picking groups or songs that have not just significance to me but have significance to Truly Daebak as well. And Twice is definitely up there.
Yeah.
All right, 2020. So yeah, this enough said about this year, but like we had all these different this is when I first started doing like the reviews on my own, and you guys, this was the first transition into like the Truly Daybach show.
Mhm.
Definitely a transitional year. We had a BAM takeover because we weren't doing episodes, and Barron and Sam wanted to do something, so we uploaded it onto our channel, I guess.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, moving on to the actual songs. Jacob, your top song of 2020 was Mako
Yep.
by G-Friend.
Yeah, I had like for 2020, I don't know why, but for 2020 I had like a bunch of different choices. I ended up going with Mago cuz like this for me, like they had Apple before this, but like for
Yeah.
me like Mago is just like, "Oh my god, I love this." Like I was excited about G-Friend again for the first time in a while.
Yeah.
And then it all
And
fell apart.
yeah, and then it all
Unfortunately.
fell apart like literally right after.
I mean, it's up there as one of their best songs. It's
But
so good.
it's just so good, like, the music video is great. I remember, like, this was, like, my last semester of college, I would, watch the, fan cam, like, on the TV, like, in our living room, like, my apartment living room, my my roommates come in and be like and, like, sit down and watch it with me, and, yeah, it was just yeah, it was just a great song, um, and it was also sort of the height like, I guess it was kind of riding, like, what sorta Apink was starting with
Yeah.
Eungun.
Yeah.
Going into this sorta,
Which is
like
funny because like G-Friend early on was like SNSD A Pink like
yeah,
rip off.
exactly. The sort of, like, neutro,
Like
I guess,
yeah.
like, neo retro sort of
Yeah.
vibe, which I still really like. I
Oh
kinda
yeah.
I kinda want groups to do it again.
Yeah.
Well, I
Oh,
know some
100%.
people were
Please,
getting
please
sick of
bring
it,
this
but
back.
No,
honestly,
I loved it.
I just love that sort of stuff,
That was
so
like the last K-pop that I would like really got into was like that stuff.
yeah, so, like, I had on my short list, like, Mago by Gfriend, I had I Can't Stop Me by Twice, um and then another one which Andrew did pick. So yeah, just overall really good sound. I wish more groups would go back to it.
You
And
think we'll ever get a
Streamago
G-Friend
is the bomb.
reunion or no?
Honestly, I think it could happen as long as everybody. Is anybody at Source anymore? Everyone's left, right?
Everyone left, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
I could see it happening, I guess, but
I doubt
yeah,
it.
I don't know what the logistics are. So
Because I mean, like, I remember on Instagram, like a few of like, I think the Vivi's members and like I forget who else. It might have been like you like
I think
a few of them like met up again for like to celebrate G-Friend's like anniversary or something like that. So, I mean, they all still seem like they're on good terms with each other. So hopefully, because
Yeah.
like at least just give me one more, like one, because it felt like they never really got like a goodbye or anything, or like
they were only around for 6 years, like
yeah, so
not even the 7.
yeah, they didn't even make it the full 7-year contract. So I feel like if we could just get one more out of them, I'd be happy.
I read on Wikipedia because I was curious about it like recently. Apparently, their contract like expired and they just never renewed. Apparently, their contract was 6 years.
That's weird.
Well,
Very
it might
weird.
have been. I wonder if it had something to do with the whole acquisition. From
Yeah, because like
HYB.
Yeah, yeah.
It might have like changed the terms of their contract.
Well, that was what all the speculation was back then when we were.
And also, I guess just
talking about
maybe
it,
they were
so.
maybe they were just trying to get rid of them because they knew they wanted to focus on the Seraphim anyway. So
It's
Yeah.
totally possible.
unfortunate, but okay. Moving on, we got Nate's 2020 top song, which was "Star" by Luna. I was not expecting this from you, in all honesty.
I was surprised nobody had Luna on this list at all.
Considering like
This is
how
the only Luna song.
yeah,
that made
like
it,
considering how
yeah,
influential
much-
Luna. I mean, I almost picked like Butterfly, but like I don't know, it was just very close. Like it was very close. So I mean, I
Yeah.
love Luna now. Like I'm literally going to an Artemis concert like next week. So
Right. Yeah, I mean, for me, like I said, this is kind of getting into when I'm not really paying attention to K-pop that much anymore, and this song stood out to me, and like specifically the English version being so good.
yeah,
Like Voice is good, but I prefer Star over Voice.
yeah. Every single person I've asked likes the English version
I know,
better.
like exactly, like, and it was so surprising to have a full English version of a K-pop single be the better version and be so good. So yeah, this one definitely stood out to me. I'm trying to remember what my other choices were for 2020. I can look it up real. But the song just I don't know, just like Jacob was saying, that's got that like retro style and like just that type of music that I definitely enjoyed. Let's see, my Q4 was Star. Star was Q4, that's right. And then my other options were like Everglow, which we're about to talk about. Spoilers. And
Totally spoiled.
totally spoiled. Oh, Weekly Tag Me was the other one that I was like, it was between Voice and Weekly Tag Me.
Is it bad that I still haven't listened to a Weekly song yet?
You haven't listened? Oh, Tag Me.
You never heard Tag Me?
I mean, is Weekly dying? I forget. Are they
Weekly's
they're
basically dead.
Oh shit!
They tried it. Well, the problem is like
they
put out 2 amazing songs that were of a specific style, and then their company was like, "Oh, we need to completely change up their style," and they've never recovered.
Rest in
their
peace.
songs after changing up their style were not nearly as good.
I feel like
Tag Me was so good.
I feel like that's another example of like they try to like chase the trend, but then you kind of chase away all the people that liked the original style. So
right, yeah, exactly. And so it was really that was really close for me. It was between Star and Tag Me, but this was just the song that stood out to me the most. Like this was, I just would listen to this casually a lot, and it was really cool to hear Luna put out something like this and it'd be so good.
Probably the last.
And then they fell apart too.
Yeah, just like they fell apart after changing their sound.
Although they put out more stuff after this. It wasn't like
that I didn't. I don't know, just like that whole era of like Paint the Town and all that sort of stuff. Like I didn't really like.
It did. Yeah.
It just felt like Luna chasing trends. So because I think that was
to me this was like their peak. Like
I think that was when
they started going downhill.
Jaden Jong left. I think that was when he got
probably
kicked. Yeah, so that's why they started doing something different, and then Chu got kicked out or whatever. Like that's the thing that sucked is that like even though I saw them last or 2 years ago, like in 2022, like that was without Chu. So I saw Star live, but you know, sans Chu, unfortunately.
Right.
Okay. Next is my 2020 top pick, which is La Di Da by Everglow. So, this is actually kind of hard because I really didn't listen to much K-pop in 2020 because that was when I really hunkered down and stuck to like listening to Japanese music a lot of the time. But I mean, when I go back and think about it, this is probably my favorite Everglow song, which is crazy.
Easy.
Considering
like
Oh,
not
yeah,
even
that-
top
yeah,
like
yeah.
as much as I love Bun Bun Chocolat, like La Di Da is just like
No, it's easily better. Easy.
yeah, it's just so good. And I honestly I forgot I forgot about Everglow for a long time, and I mean I think a lot of people did too because they were on hiatus for a while because Iran was doing stuff in China or something like that. But I don't know, I just seeing them live like last year was just a nice reminder of, oh my god, I forgot how much I loved Everglow. Like, yeah, they kind of have some stinkers, but they're good. Like that's the thing; they're a very hot or cold group for me. It's either I hate it completely,
Yeah.
or it's like the best
Same.
thing since sliced bread. And La Di Da is the best
Yep.
thing since sliced bread. It's just, and I think around this time it was like that was really the like an emerging or popular sound, like this whole like 80s synth pop type of thing, because you have it with La Di Da, you have it with I Can't Stop Me. It was just an interesting like sort of like it was an interesting trend that happened in K-pop, and I feel like it's kind of already gone, which is I guess just shows how
Yeah,
fast
it is.
K-pop is moving. Like there's new trends pop up and die all in the same breath, but you know I still listen to this song all the time, and it's just like it's impossible not to feel hyped up when you listen to this song. Like that is like the energy that it radiates is just everything that I want out of like girl group K-pop music. And you know, yeah, it's been a rocky road for Everglow, but I hope, you know, maybe they'll make more songs like this or just like keep I guess this style in mind when they make more music, and you know, I'll eat it up every single day.
Yeah, I like this is the other song I was like teetering on picking, but then I was like, you know what? Nah, Everglow are flops, so they don't get the choice.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, this is probably my third choice, but yeah, I'm like you said, Andrew. For me, it's Everglow is really like I really love it or I really hate it, and they haven't really put out an in between. And this was definitely probably their best, but
I don't think it's even possible for them to top this song.
Yeah,
Like,
no, it's all downhill
it's-
from here.
yeah, it's such a good song. Like, it's a shame that they couldn't keep the pace, I guess.
Yeah, but they're back now, so hopefully we don't lose them again, please.
I realized I should have memed and just made all of my songs IOI branches.
IOI branch songs.
Are there
Probably
even
could
enough
have.
songs for that in like
I
2020?
mean, it would have been like so me
You get
for like
forced. You get forced to
2023.
pick Somi.
Yeah, but and I would have been.
I wouldn't have
complete
agreed.
lie.
I wouldn't have agreed to this
Yeah, I
if you
was
picked
gonna say.
Somi's Birthday as one of your top songs.
Hey, Birthday is a good song. I
No,
like that
it's
song.
not.
Debatable.
I mean, okay, maybe it's not a good song, but I like that song. But no, it's not the best. It's not the best of any of the years.
I had to dance to that in like when I took K-pop dance classes with DJ. I had to listen to that song every freaking week, and I hated it. All right, moving on to 2021. This is the last year we have thumbnails for, unfortunately.
Yep.
Kind of unfortunate, and so like the pickings were very slim. Like I had to put a Dreamcatcher unboxing that you did, Nate. Wait, do you still have like? Did you buy any of the extensions for that light stick?
No, I didn't buy extra. No. I mean, I bought the
Dude, at the camp-
robe and stuff.
At the camp camp LA
I actually.
concert, there was somebody who like literally had like the 20-foot
Oh yeah,
one. Like,
yeah, they always do.
audience.
There's
It's
always
the
something
funniest
with it.
light stick.
Well, I was actually looking because I was curious, and the last video we put out, I was wearing the Dreamcatcher robe because I had just gotten.
Why are robes a thing? Like, because Luna had a robe,
Well, 'cause
Dreamcatcher
they're-
had a robe.
I mean, Dreamcatcher makes sense because it's cult.
Yeah.
The whole thing is like dark.
I think Luna
cult
did the robe
stuff.
because their light stick is a scepter, right?
Yeah. Well, and Dreamcatchers is the same, and it's basically
Yeah.
like Scepter.
All right, moving on to the actual song. So, Jacob, your top pick for 2021
Easy.
was
Not even a question.
Savage by
Goat.
aespa.
Goat. It's so good. It's like
Okay, let me put this out there. If somebody had a gun to your head and said Girls' Generation or aespa, what would you say?
oh, Girls' Generation easy.
Really, even though with like how good,
No
like,
way he picks aespa.
I mean, like,
over Girls.
I love aespa's music, but SNSD is like very like sentimental to me. If that makes sense.
Well,
like
I mean, you like the group
I
more,
literally
like, you
grew
paid
up with them
attention.
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like from the ages of 12 to 25.
yeah, like literally
SNSD.
literal child until like adulthood,
So,
and then
yeah, but right now aespa is like easily the group I'm like most excited about. Like they're my favorite like active group, I guess I would say. But yeah, like Savage, I know Savage is like a very divisive song just because it's like it's the way I describe it is not very accessible music,
Not-
but to me it's just very interesting and exciting and like new and different. Like there's nothing like it. So yeah, I don't know what it is, but I can't get enough of this song. Every time it comes on, I'm like, yeah, we're turning this up.
Yeah, this is probably the last song of theirs that I like really enjoyed.
You did like Savage.
I did like Savage, yeah.
Oh,
Or wait,
I mean,
did
I
Next
did
Level
too.
come out after or before?
Next Level was before.
Next Level,
It
I
was
hated
before,
Next
that's
Level.
what I thought. So yeah, I think Savage is probably the last
Next
one.
Level is also so good. Next
No, it's
Level
not.
is my most streamed song.
Why?
Really?
Like
Why
let me
Next Level?
let
There's
me
so many other
let me
songs.
check. Let me check my last FM.
There's-
Yeah, Next
there's so-
Level 500. Next Level 521 Scrabbles.
Why would you do that to
Followed by
yourself?
Savage 309 Scrabbles.
Let me check what I gave this actually.
I feel like you didn't like Savage.
I thought I did, but I mean, I'm listening to it right now, and I was like, I think this is a little.
For
yeah,
me,
I love
I
Savage.
hated Next
Wait, Nate,
Level,
did you
but I
listen to
loved.
I get. Oh no, that's Dreams Come True. Dreams Come True. I gave a 10 for sure. Cause
Yeah,
Yeah,
did you
that's-
listen
that's
to?
your
oh
K-pop.
yeah, I guess
That's
I
your
didn't like
style.
Savage when it came out. I lied.
Yeah, I was
I'm
gonna say. I'm
lying,
pretty
dude.
sure you didn't like it.
I think I skipped. I just skipped the "I'm a Savage" part that Winter has, and I was like, I like that part, but I don't like the rest of it. That's the problem.
Yeah, the anti-drop chorus or
Yeah, that part.
anti-chorus, and
Yeah,
it's
I don't like.
dude. The pre-chorus is perfect. The ad libs at the end, amazing.
Yeah,
But
For-
yeah,
for
just
some reason,
one of my favorite
Next Level I
songs.
did like, but
for some reason with this song, I'm just like whenever I think about it, I think of because our winter or fall of 2021 is when people started like being able to travel again, and I just remember watching the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade and seeing aespa perform Savage
aespa.
on this tiny like parade float where like they didn't have enough room to do the choreo, and I just
I
every
still got the
time.
cookie. I still got the cookie from that.
God, that's disgusting.
I would
It's in a
not
bag,
eat that. Please
and
do
it
not eat that
doesn't,
anymore.
dude. No, I'm not gonna eat it, and it's not rotted at all. It's actually terrible. But yeah. Oh wait, but Nate, did you listen to Spicy?
I think. Oh, I mean, I did.
Spicy, I feel like you would like. Spicy
it
is
was-
really good.
Maybe.
I feel
Yeah,
like
maybe
anyone
I'm
would
just
like
misremembering.
How about better
When did
things?
Spicy come out?
Spicy was last year.
Last year. You
Yep.
know what month? Because I have
2023.
the
like
ready.
March maybe.
Sounds
might be
about
wrong.
right. I don't know. Yeah,
But
because
it was earlier in the
it was spicy. Better
And
things.
last year,
than-
you mean 2023, right?
Drama.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2023.
I was looking at 2022.
Still not used to it. Yeah.
Where the hell is it? I don't see it.
I don't know,
we didn't
Google
have I'll look it up. Yeah, I'll look it up. You guys keep going.
Yeah,
Or I guess
but
we're going to my songs.
anyway, aespa good. I love aespa.
7 months.
So anyone comes on Discord, you'll see I love aespa.
Dang.
So.
All right. Next up, we got Nate's 2021 song, which is "Easy" by Uju Sonyo the Black.
Yeah. So obviously another. This was what I was saying. I should have just done all IOI branch songs because I have this in Pristine V. Which is funny because they're both subunits of IOI branches and they both put out similar songs. But like I said with Pristine V, like this is what I want from girl crush music, like more melodic, like stuff with some like retro vibes. And God, the song is so good. I don't know. I don't know. Do you guys were you into it as much?
I liked it.
I
Me
don't.
and Cooper
I can't
loved
remember
this
listening to
song,
this.
so we
I
talked
didn't-
about it a
I'm
lot.
sorry.
I didn't spam it a ton, but I did really like it. Like when it came out.
Yeah. Well, and the thing was, it was like it was such a departure from WJSN
WJSN.
stuff,
Yeah.
and like also it being the opposite subunit from Choco Me, which is like, which was just basically doing Orange Caramel.
Yeah.
Which I also loved, but this just getting this and like the suit outfits and the choreo and the members they picked and like everything about it was perfect. Love this song so much. So
Yeah.
definitely go listen to it.
I didn't really remember listening to it until I was like listening to your songs for the show. But you know,
Yeah.
I actually like because I dropped. I think I just for some reason stopped listening to Uji Sonyo in like 2020, and I haven't listened
How
to
dare you.
anything from them since.
I miss them.
Like I
I'll
made
say I literally type that into Discord every time someone posts a WJSN thing. I just type I miss them.
like it's funny because like on my I made like a really long I made a short list basically for every single year, and after 2020 like after like 2019 you just stop seeing Uju Sonyo on my short list for some reason. I don't know, but the song is pretty good too, and I don't know,
I just got a XD's rap. XD's best rap.
XC's
Easy.
probably my I think XC was my bias when Tung Xiao went back home. So like she's the only I think she's like one of the only members I still follow on Instagram for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah.
Great song.
Rest in peace, Wuju Sonyo. Sorry. Next.
Apparently we didn't rate Spicy,
You didn't?
which doesn't
What?
make sense to me. I'm looking at May 2023. It's not there.
How'd that slip
Unless
through the
it-
cracks?
That's weird.
Makes
we
no
had
sense.
to have rated it.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
Search it in Discord instead of
that's a
unless
good point. You guys go ahead. I'll look.
All right.
I don't
Next is my song or my favorite song of 2021, which was, this is actually really hard for me because there's a lot of good songs in 2021, but it had to go to Stereotype by Stacy. So I missed the Stacy boat in 2020 and 2021 originally because
oh, that was another candidate in 2020. It was so bad.
yeah,
that
it was
song
like
is so good.
very good. 2020 was
I
between
gave
so
it a
bad.
7.
You gave Spicy a 7?
Yeah.
It's a 10. Easy.
Even I like Spicy, and I hate a lot of Espis songs.
Why is it not here on this list? Where
I
is
don't
it?
know. Anyway, so yeah, I kind of like missed the Stacy boat when they first debuted. I didn't really start listening to Stacy until 2022. So because like when they were because they were coming to New York for they haven't had official K-Cons in New York since 2019. So basically since
Yeah.
before the world ended.
Right.
And
Lame.
they had like 2022 they had something called K-Con Tour, which was like basically a bunch of it was supposed to be a bunch of like Nugu groups, but everyone was there to see Stacy, and it just kind of felt bad. Like they had like Gravity Up Tension. I don't know. Like shout out to Molly, but like they had a bunch of other like they had Light Some, which
Yeah.
I think they might
Stacy Light Some and then 2 boy groups.
yeah. So but literally everyone was there for Stacy, but which was
Yeah, I thought about going, but I also literally would have just been there to see Stacy perform
Yeah.
like 5
See,
songs.
and
100%.
they were smart about it. Like they didn't have the groups perform all their songs at once because if Stacy performed all their
They knew
songs, everyone would just
everyone would
leave.
leave, yeah.
So they do like one or two songs, go off, and then another group would do another song or two, and then go off. And then like I don't know if they did any cover stages because I didn't record it. I didn't record. Maybe the boy groups did, but I didn't waste my battery on that. Sorry, Molly, but so yeah, like that's when I really like started paying attention to Stacy and Stereotype. I feel like was just I don't know, like this type of
It's
girl.
probably
Group,
my favorite of theirs.
yeah, this type of girl group music. I thought I fell out of love with, but I feel like
This is all I
Stacy
want.
like really rekindled that fire, like or that love I have of this style of K-pop, and I don't know, just in general, like I put Stacy up there as one of my like top 5 groups that I enjoy currently in K-pop, and Stereotype is so good.
I always knew they'd be good because like it's Black Eyed Peas song.
Yeah.
Like,
We'd give them
And
like
then,
every award under the sun, basically.
So basically, you know, that A-Pink transformation we were just talking about, early Twice, like
Yeah.
easy.
All my favorite stuff.
Yeah.
Which is
easy.
why, yeah. I mean, yeah, Stacy's probably the last. I was trying to remember. Did IVE debut before Stacy or after?
After?
I think after.
Is
Yeah,
it after? Because those are like the two groups that
It's
are
about the
like
same time, I
those are
think.
like the two newest groups that I still like enjoy or pay attention to, like their music. Other than those two groups, like I basically just don't. I mean, New Jeans obviously listen to stuff just because it's everywhere, but like
Okay, yeah.
yeah,
I've
if you
debuted a year after.
it was
Yeah.
after, okay, yeah. So that's what I was saying.
2021.
So I guess yeah, Stacy and I were like up there for me, and the song was so good. Stereotype was so good.
hmm
It was the first time in a really long time where
I
I
don't-
was like the group from debut.
Yeah, I kind of feel sad because like I don't really like. I mean, Bubble's good, but like I don't like it as much as these earlier songs. So I'm just hoping that they have a better year maybe in 2024. I mean, I liked Poppy, but that was a Japanese song, so that was kind of like a B-side. So hopefully, you know, hopefully I'll like something better than what they put out in 2023. But I mean, still like Stacy's still definitely up there for one of my favorite groups. Stereotype, like I feel like I don't, Stereotype, I feel like kind of gets put by the wayside compared to like Run to You and ASAP.
And ASAP.
Like
Yeah.
it's very hard to pick between those three
All good.
songs, but like I don't know.
Stereotype's my favorite of those.
Stereotype, I feel
personally.
like maybe not like maybe because like the visuals are almost the same as like Cheer Up by Twice, but like it's definitely got the like I feel like that's like if I were to show a group who Stacy is, I'd show them Stereotype. I feel like it sort of encapsulates them like who they are as a group the best. So I that definitely played a factor into it as well. Okay, moving on to 2022, where we have to use like random thumbnails because we stopped making videos. So yeah, I just tried to pick song or like things that we didn't pick ourselves what were also good. So Run to You, what is this like? Alcohol Free. That Alcohol Free is good. What is that? Girls by. Is that Girls?
Espa.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Espa's Girls. And then Attention by New Jeans. After like is really good.
Yeah, I love it. I feel like
And then
Yeah, after, like,
Anti-Fragile.
Anti-Fragile.
Anti-Fragile is great too.
Yeah. Okay, so moving on to picks. Jacob, your pick for 2022 was, of course, Forever One by
What else
Girls'
would it be?
Generation.
Yeah, I mean, if you were in Discord at this time, like I literally cried when this came out. I'm not kidding.
Same,
I'm not
same.
exaggerating. I literally teared up listening to the album when it came out.
I was in line for G
Um,
Idol listening to this song and I was crying.
Yeah, like I don't remember. I was traveling. I think I was traveling home for my friend's wedding, just listening to this song in the airport and stuff. Like just walking through the airport listening to this, and it just felt good. I felt like just high on this like song and album. So I know a lot of people in Discord didn't like it as much as I did, but I'm glad Melissa was there with me. We both love this album and song. Like for me personally, this song was like the triumphant return I wanted from them.
The ultimate
It
comeback.
just gave it just gave that vibe. Like that was the vibe of the song. It's the triumphant like anthemic return. Like we're back and we're, here to say like here to stay figuratively speaking, like, they still consider themselves a group even if they're not active.
Yeah, and
Um
I think that definitely makes it special because like reunions are so rare in K-pop because usually everyone goes off and does their own thing afterwards, or some people just hate each other, or just kind of fall off the face of the
Yeah,
earth. But I mean, Girls' Generation has been relevant for what, like over a decade now, like
well, more than a decade.
Yeah,
This
more-
was the 15-year
15-year
Yeah.
anniversary. Yeah, like so
almost 2 decades.
yeah, almost 2
'Cause we're at
decades at this
17
point.
years in 2024.
Yeah, so it's just, I feel like it's the perfect song that encapsulates just how important Girls' Generation is to, the entirety of K-pop, where so many people became idols because of what Girls' Generation did. So
Yeah. Like and like your question earlier, like if I had a gun pointed at my head as for a Girls' Generation, like SNSD like is the only group that will ever make me like emotional just cuz like they're always there like through basically all my like good moments like growing up. I just have a lot of really 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 good memories like listening to their songs, watching their content, you know. all the people I met through K-pop was ultimately responsible due to them.
Through Girls' Generation.
It's
Yeah.
just so it's they just will always be this special group to me. Like I'm also like just an extremely like sentimental person, so like I'll probably never revise my like
Oh, yeah.
favorite group. Like SNSD
Yeah.
will always just be number one. Like
same.
there's not really any possibility to for that to change.
Mhm.
Yeah, so this album Forever One is my most listened to album on Last FM also.
Like in general,
ever.
not just 2022.
Yes, it's just ever. I literally spammed it like 1,400 times.
Oh my
I have
god.
1,400 Scrabbles on just this album.
I don't even think I don't think I've had 1,400 Scrabbles in one artist, let alone one album. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so like you go on Discord and be like, who knows this album or whatever. It'll literally just be like me with like over 1,000 Scrabbles and everybody else with like
everyone else
20.
doesn't even add up to you.
Yeah, basically.
Probably.
So yeah, I love Girls' Generation. I love Forever One.
All right. I want to get this in writing. If Girls' Generation ever does a reunion concert, whether that be in
I'm flying to
Seoul
Korea.
we are flying, right? I'm getting that on video evidence. We are all going.
I'm going for sure.
So
For sure. I've said that like literally since 2017. I'm flying to fucking Korea and getting a ticket, and if I don't, then I'm burning down Yes 24's headquarters in Minecraft.
In Minecraft, yes. Shout out to Pippa. There's a VTuber that does that.
I'm just I'm mostly saying that about Yes 24 because they wouldn't take my payment so I could see Taeyeon in Korea.
Oh. You know,
So now I've failed to see Taeyeon twice.
Yeah, they didn't let you.
I'm so
Once
sad
because of them, and two because of camp.
I was in when I was in the Philippines last July. The last day I was there, Taeyeon had her concert in Araneta Arena. I was so sad. I'm like, she's so close but so far. Like the furthest west she's ever gone is what? Because since she didn't show up to camp, the furthest west or the closest she's ever been to America is Vancouver. I remember she had a random concert that she did in Vancouver one time. That's it. And then and then before that was like when I saw them for the first time at that friggin' SM Town in 2011.
I don't know why she doesn't do a US tour, because like it would sell. She don't need to have it. Doesn't have to be like
America.
Arena.
I mean, I feel like a lot of the bigger ones just don't realize they're fan. Like, I mean, I say the same thing about IU. Like, IU's never had a concert in the US, and it just feels
that's kind of surprising that IU's never.
I think I'm curious if that movie tour in the US is to test if they should do one and like do an actual concert in the US. I would totally.
I mean, like you'd have to imagine so. Like, I don't know how well it's sold, but like,
IU is the type of artist that I think if she had a tour, it would like sell out like crazy.
I mean, like
because of all the people, like the generations of people.
Yeah, like so many different.
I was gonna say you'd get all the Korean.
Yeah.
Well, you like every Korean person everywhere.
Every Korean people that hate K-pop still love IU.
Yeah, still yeah.
Seriously, the movie theater that we went to is just this random ass movie theater that I go to because no one goes there, and it was like maybe half full, and me and my two friends were the only people there who were like not Korean.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I'm saying the same thing. Like for Girls' Generation, IU, if IU has whenever IU has another concert, I'm flying to Korea for a concert.
After she'll definitely have one.
Yeah, no, because that movie was incredible.
I still need to watch it. I got the Blu-ray, but
I didn't know they released it on Blu-ray. Okay, that'd be a good like movie night sort of thing, because that concert was legitimately good. Like I cried.
I think it was the same concert.
I cried when she was like
golden hour.
Yeah, the golden hour. Yeah. So, yeah. For anyone that doesn't know, look that up. It's amazing. Okay. Next on the 2022 top songs, we have Nate's pick, which was "Love Dive" by IVE.
Yeah, it was between this and Afterlike, and a couple other things, but I don't know. This one I think hit me more because it was more surprising. Because like this is less of the type of music I like, but the drop was really good and it just really hit me. So I liked the song a lot.
It's just a good song. I don't know how you could not like it.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's their most popular song, I'm pretty sure. Still.
Yeah, it was a huge hit.
Right. So there was a couple other things that year that like were up there for me.
I
Like
remember
Yuna put out Event Horizon, and there was some other stuff, but yeah, this one stood out to me.
I remember watching a video on YouTube. It was like this guy like interviewing little kids in Korea, like asking like what their favorite song is, and
Mhm.
like half of them said Love Dive.
I mean, yeah, like everyone I know,
Yeah, it was up there.
I feel like I've just or when I saw Ive at the Crazy K-pop Super concert, like all their like their entire fan base is very young, like they're all girls and they're very like
Mhm.
teenagers basically. So I don't know, that just kind of feels weird, like considering like usually girl group concerts are just a lot of guys. So yeah, they definitely they know how to pinpoint that market, I guess.
Yeah, for me, this was tough because, like, yeah, like I said, this is getting into the where I'm really not paying attention to K-pop. So I just had to look at like what we rated, but there was other stuff up there that was close for me, like Copycat, Aping Chobam. That song's so good.
I have not listened to
But
that.
yeah, oh god, that
Pretty good.
me and Cooper loved that song. Um, but yeah, I think this one just hit the most for me.
Okay, so my song for 2022 was Hype Boy by New Jeans. So I feel like New Jeans
That
is
was right at the end of the year, wasn't
yeah,
it?
literally like or no, Attention and Hype Boy was like in the summer, I think, because Ditto was towards
Oh
the
yeah,
end of the year.
July 2022. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right. It was Ditto that was at the end.
Ditto was at the
Yeah.
end of the year, but I think like Hype Boy is still probably my favorite New Jeans song. Like it's 1A, 1B with Super Shy, but I feel like New Jeans is definitely another big, massive part of why I'm just in the rabbit hole again, so to speak, when it comes to K-pop because I don't know, just
Their
like
music is just exciting. It's new. It's fresh.
yeah,
They don't sound like anyone.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's the thing.
Everyone they don't sound
Um,
like anyone. Everyone tries to sound like them
also,
now. Yeah.
New Jeans is the first group in a, like new group in a while. Also, that like people who don't like K-pop like at all, like that I know, like New Jeans.
Yeah, because
Like
like
Yeah.
because of
Oh
TikTok.
I'm
yeah.
not
Because
even,
oh
and
my
I'm not
god
even
blew up.
talking about. Yeah, and I'm not even talking about the people who are like into like BTS and stuff because that's a
Yeah.
popular group. I mean, people who just like
No.
don't listen to K-pop
Yeah,
type
Yeah.
music at all. Like
yeah,
they're like, yeah, New Jeans is sick.
yeah. So many people
Yep.
I know that like I've never talked to about K-pop. They love New Jeans. Like that's just I don't know. I don't know. Like again, like I was talking in the first part about like how K-pop sometimes it felt like K-pop kind of lost its luster, so to speak, or like it felt like nothing was new. And then I listened to New Jeans for the first time, and it's like I'm 2011 Andrew again listening to the boys by Girls' Generation. Like it just felt so fresh and like completely expanded like my horizons of this is what K-pop can be now. And I don't know, like there's been a lot of back and forth on like whether people like or hate like the Y2K sound, but I don't know, again, as someone that's kind of nostalgic for the music that they're kind of trying to emulate here, which is like early 2000s kind of music that like I grew up with. I don't know, I think I that's a big reason why I feel like I might stick around in K-pop for a while if they're as long as they're doing this because it's the stuff I grew up listening to basically on the radio. But
Yeah, I think that's another thing too, is I've noticed is that a lot of like New Jeans gets like older fans, like people in their 20s and like early 30s and stuff because of that like Y2K like inspiration.
mhm,
Like
Yeah.
even though they're so young, I feel like if you polled like their audience, I bet the average age would be like early
millennials,
to mid
yeah,
20s.
yeah, just
Yeah.
yeah, that's the thing. Like they really they hit like it's like a perfect inflection of like 2000s culture becoming very popular among Gen Z and Gen Alpha. Like younger people are sort of it's the same way I guess people our age have a nostalgia for the 80s, but in
Yeah.
so uh their generation it's for the 2000s, and then people like us that grew up listening to it are sort of like rediscovering our love of this era of music, and it's just a perfect storm of like people adults that can spend insane amounts of money on this group and kids that can sort of help push them into the forefront of music. And I don't know, it's just crazy. I feel like they're really well managed as well. Like they do like almost every single song they release. Like they don't have a big discography yet, but almost every single song they release is basically a single. Like Hype Boy wasn't
Yeah.
even like a
Yeah.
single. It was Attention, and then it's still really good. Like it's very rare for me to find a group where like usually like a lot of albums feel like filler, but nothing from New Jeans has ever felt like filler to me.
I think the only thing that was a little disappointed with was with Get Up. Like some of the songs were so short, and I was like, "This is
And
great, but
yeah,
why is it a minute long?"
and I get it. It's because they want people to repeat it, and it's because they want to hit like TikTok dances. Like
TikTok.
that's like they're
TikTok
very. I think TikTok is definitely going to be like the biggest influence on K-pop going forward, where we're gonna get shorter songs and the hooks have to be really catchy because you have to be able to have a TikTok dance associated with it, or else it's just not going to resonate. And
Yeah, that or they'll release a normal song and then also release the sped up version
Oh
of it
God,
so
I
that
hate
they
that.
can get
God.
We'll
the.
get there later.
Well, I think the reason they do that is so that they can at least get the revenue from people using the sound.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, because people do that anyway on TikTok. So, I'd love to see New Jeans live. Like they were supposed to go to that Immortal Songs thing that sort of crapped out at the end of last year. But they were like, "Nah, this sucks." So, it was literally like them. It was just or the only K-pop group that I recognized left was like ATEEZ, but I haven't listened to them in a while. So I keep hearing rumors that maybe New Jeans is gonna have a US or like a world tour in this year. So
Oh, yeah,
I will be
totally know
there.
that.
I will be there. .jpeg like the meme, no matter what. So like that's the thing. I feel like I can comfortably say New Jeans is my favorite K-pop group right now. Like just they haven't missed when it comes to like
Boring.
I know it's so
Everyone's
mainstream. I know,
favorite new group.
but like I feel like I don't know.
But no, I'm just.
It feels weird where like I don't know, again I thought I knew everything in K-pop, and New Jeans has sort of rekindled that sense of discovery for me when it comes to like, music. So yeah, like I will pay whatever amount of money it takes to see them in concert and see them live. Like, did you guys see their clip from Lollapalooza where they did the first
Everyone leaves.
No. The first half of it,
Oh.
the first half of the concert, they performed some of the older songs like Hype Boy and Attention with a live band. And then all the songs off of Get Up they did with like the actual like studio versions. It's so like I'd love to see that live. Just that format alone.
My friend was there at Lollapalooza and he said that like literally everyone just like left after New Jeans. Which is so funny because like this is a huge music festival and that many people came just
for
see
New Jeans. Like and like I think that's why like, and I'm sure that surprised them too. They didn't. I guess I feel like they would have done a concert or like a solo tour sooner if they sort of understood just how much New Jeans
I
resonated.
think it's only a matter of time.
Yeah,
I think it's only a matter of time.
And-
I think if they wanted to, they could easily be really big in the US.
And like they have the marketing down with like TikTok, and like they do collaborations with like Powerpuff Girls and like all these sorts of things. Like they have, I feel like they're probably the group with the best pulse on what, like I guess what people are looking for or how to reach, their audience.
They have good creative direction. I think as well.
So like, I don't know, where some other groups, it just kind of feels like they just put out the music. It feels like everything with New Jeans, there's an attention and love and detail put into it. So it's just hard not to think of them as like such a good group. And Hype Boy, again, being one of my favorites, like or my favorite song from them is just, again, a perfect encapsulation of like the nostalgia I feel for 2000s music, just in a whole new way. And
I mean, it's not all that
excited.
surprising considering like the group is literally formed by Min Hee-jin, who's like
a genius.
responsible. Well, she's responsible for all the like SM stuff from like when we were like super into that kind of thing. So it just I think it makes sense.
Yeah, it's basically like the next evolution of what our musical style was from like Girls' Generation to Twice to now New Jeans. So I hope I can see them. All right, last but not least, 2023.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, so just again, like the thumbnails are just what is just like, oh my god, obviously like probably the most streamed K-pop song in the world because BTS is on hiatus. Then I had like, what is this? Shooting Stars by XG.
Yep.
I just to show how fast K-pop moves, 50/50 debuted and died in like the span of our hiatus, so to speak.
2023.
Yeah, just oh my god, that's probably like that's probably like a really interesting. If we ever had like credentials or like had like sources, that's an interesting story to cover. Just to see what the heck happened there. Um, Unfortunate.
Would have been a high viewed episode.
Oh yeah, definitely a high viewed controversial episode that I probably actually like enjoy doing just because. Like, did you hear about how they're trying to make a law to like defend like music labels in situations like this? Not the artists, like the labels
Oh my god.
from like the from the members suing to like get out of their contract or whatever. It's crazy. What like
That is actually crazy.
I have no way of understanding why anyone would view a tract as the the victim in all of this when they're just kids. Like they're just kids. They're just trying not to get like manipulated and abused. And unfortunately, money talks, I guess. So, what else do I have on here? I have I Am by Ive. I have Spicy by aespa, and then Girls Capitalism by Triple S. Triple S was another group that I sort of missed the boat on when they first debuted, but now I really enjoy them, which makes sense because it's Jade
New
and John.
Luna with double the members.
Yeah, with like 20 members. Apparently,
I think
like
it's supposed to be 24, isn't it?
yeah, like they're not done yet. That's the thing; they're not done. They're still going. I know, and it's just natural. Like once I understood that, they're basically Korean AKB48. I was hooked immediately. I'm just like, okay, I get it. Like I know what they're trying to do here. So, and I mean, Jaden's a genius. So I don't think I love him as much as Rob does, but like again, his genius his genius is.
Dude, that was so funny. Like,
okay, Jacob, your song for 2023, of course, would
no
be
surprise.
Drama by aespa, which feels like it just came out like 3 weeks ago. But
yeah, I actually haven't streamed this as much as I wanted to just because the past few months of 2023, for whatever reason, I also have not been listening to that much music. But like instantly like loved this song. It was between this or Spicy, so no matter what, aespa was gonna win this year. It was pretty close because I really love both of those songs. Drama, I think I just went with because I had so much hype coming out of the concert.
Mhm.
And I think it was in July. And Cooper and I went to that in up in Fort Worth, and they played songs off of this mini album like before it came out, which also were performed like back in the end of 2022.
Yeah.
Because they were supposed to be for the full album that Spicy was also supposed to be part of. Anyway, I heard Don't Blink for the first time at that concert, and it just made me really, really hyped for this mini album. So I think that hype is mostly why I went with Drama over Spicy, even though I love both songs. And also Drama is kind of going a little back to like the sort of like Savage sort of vibe, which is why I was really excited about the song when it came out. So yeah, love it. Want more? Need more aespa? Soon TM.
Aren't they going to that other crazy K-pop super concert thing?
Yeah, I think so. The one in LA.
But you're
Yeah,
not
because
going.
like no, I don't think I'm gonna go because I would like to see Taeyong and G Idol and aespa, but I've been scammed by a LA concert.
You've been
before,
burned once
so,
already, and
yeah.
like
I'm gonna get there and like aespa's not even coming, and then I gotta listen to like Zero Base One or whoever that
who
is.
the heck is that?
Exactly.
Genuine question. I have no idea who Zero Base One is. I don't know. Like, I think, or I enjoyed Drama more than I did when I first listened to it, just because at first I didn't really like it as much, just because I loved Better Things, and then everything else they released is just not Better Things. So
Yeah, to me, this is aespa's like sound. This is what I like. I don't know why it just is like crack to me. I just love it.
But more Better Things would be good as well.
Yeah.
Next we have Nate's 2023 pick, which is Bubble by Stacy.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about it when we were talking about Stacy earlier, but
I really like
is
this
just-
one, but I
this is just-
didn't. Oh, sorry. I was gonna say I didn't stream it much.
Oh, this is just like what I want from. This is what I liked from K-pop, and we don't get it as much anymore. Like Jacob said, it's Black Eyed Peas song, and just puts out the type of music I like listening to. And yeah, this year was kind of weird because there's been like one song a quarter that I like actually listened to a lot and like watched like performance of. So like Q1 it was Sweet Juice.
Oh, by Purple Kiss? That's
Q-
such a good song.
Yeah. Q2 was Lemonade by Dream Note, which is just a me thing.
I
I
haven't
love
listened to
Dream
them
Note.
yet.
Q3 was this, and then Q4 was Untie by BBs. But yeah, this one just ended up being the pick for me because it is that old school, like fun, bubbly girl group K-pop that I like, and I just want more of all the time.
It kind of feels like Stacy is like the lone beacon in the sea of girl crush when it comes to this kind of music.
I don't get it anymore. So this is when I do get it, I gotta support it.
Yeah. It's kind of sad though, because I was talking to a friend of mine at the Triple S concert, and he's from Korea, and he was saying like, oh, apparently like Stacy's kind of losing their fandom over in Korea. But they're still popular here. Like again, like when I saw them live, it was basically sold out. Like you could not buy a seat.
That's interesting because I thought Teddy Bear like was really big in Korea, wasn't it?
I didn't like it, but other people
Teddy
did.
Bear was debuted #1 on their album chart.
Yeah, but then I guess I don't know. I guess like they're sort of just maybe people are kind of over them, unfortunately. But again, I still have high hopes for Stacey in the future. Like I like Bubble more than I did when I first listened to it, but I still refuse to listen to the 2x version because it's terrible.
Yeah, it's not even, those honestly are not even for listening to.
I didn't know that was a thing until you guys mentioned it earlier. So I don't have a TikTok and I don't pay attention to any of that stuff.
Oh my god! And like that, they only perform this
literally
that
just
version.
sped up ×2.
Yeah,
like not changed at all or anything. It's just that's so dumb.
Anyway, last song of the list that I picked for 2023 was Left Right by XG. I hated XG when I first listened to them because again they were that like noise music Blackpink ripoff that I really fucking hated for a lot. But once I listened, Shooting Stars and Left Right, and I feel like 2023 is when they really found their niche or what their sound was, and it kind of part of me is kind of like baffled that. Like, especially when I listen to like Winter Without You, which is like their Christmas song. I'm like, why are you trying to do all this like, girl crush, like heavy music? And like, they still dabble in that a bit, but like, there's a lot of good singers in XG. And I feel like they're kind of like hiding it because they wanted to do a lot more rapping. And,
I think really they were leaning more on EDM instead of like R&B and things like that.
Which I feel like
think the R&B and trap like sort of niche they have works way better.
Yeah, and I feel like it's kind of like a blue ocean strategy because not that many people are like the only like I kid that like everyone's trying to be like New Jeans, but I feel like XG leans a lot more into the R&B than New Jeans does. And as a huge fan of that early like a huge fan of that early 2000s R&B style, like again, they're just the perfect group for that, that lens. And Left Right, I feel like I spammed Left Right so much, and like I really hadn't felt the kind of interest or love for K-pop that I used to, but I was showing everyone that I knew Left Right just because they're like me. They love 2000s R&B music, and they enjoyed it as well. So I don't know. It's just a very, very important song for me in like rekindling my love and appreciation for K-pop. And again, another group that they announced the world tour, and I will be there no matter what when they eventually come back to New York. I wasn't able to see them at Head in the Clouds because I didn't have money, but I'm sure that their solo tour is just going to be incredible. And XG, like if I were to put a ranking right now of like top 5 or top 3, because I can't think that much, it'd be New Jeans, XG, and then some combination of like Stacy, aespa, and LE SSERAFIM. Like those are probably my top 5 K-pop right now.
Honestly, mine probably as well would be those groups, if like in probably a different order, but yeah, those are the groups I'm currently excited about in K-pop.
Yeah, like the groups that like are the reason why I'm still listening to K-pop now. So, I definitely have to give them their due. All right, so
they were not for me.
I mean, they're
Dude,
like I hate it.
My comment on Shooting Star during the the song rating is the pre-chorus and chorus are like a 9 and the verses are like a 1. So I split the difference and gave it
Really?
a 5.
Yeah,
It was the
Shooting
opposite
Star
for
is
me.
I hate
like
the verses so much, but the chorus is. I like the chorus.
I heard Shooting Star and instantly loved it because it's kind of a song that Espo would probably do. It's
Oh
like
yeah, exactly.
it's got like the
That
cyberpunk
type.
aesthetic. It's got like the trap R&B sort of thing going on. It's so
Nope.
XG
Not for me.
once they released that, I was like, yep, I'm in.
Give me bubbly girl K-pop. That's what I want. Give me IY again.
I don't think that's happening, unfortunately. Rip.
No, never
Wasn't
again.
IOI supposed to do a reunion a few years back?
Yeah, and then it was gonna happen, and then the Mnet voting scandal
Oh,
came out,
shit.
and they had to cancel it. It was like scheduled, and it was gonna happen, and then
Ugh.
everyone was like, "Oh shit, they rigged these produce shows," and so they had to cancel it.
Yep. That
Fuck
sucks.
Mnet.
Yeah, fuck them. Remember, they're the ones. They're kind of responsible for why our channel got taken down because we put up fan cams.
Oh
They
yeah, that
nuked it.
too.
So they've always
It
been
did
on our shit
nuke our
list.
original channel.
Okay, so just to recap all of the songs that we have in our top 7. So again, so Jacob's was Time Lapse by Taeyeon for 2017, then Siren by Sunmi, Ung by A-Pink, Mago by G-Friend, Savage by aespa, Forever One by Girls' Generation, and Drama by aespa. Jacob, you are not helping us beat these SM shill allegations.
Dude, I actually revised this list because originally it was
Was
like
it all
like
aespa?
almost all, and I was not all SBook, just like all like SM and stuff. Like
Like
2020, I
Taeyeon stuff?
consider my
Yeah.
first thing I put for 2020 was Better by Boa
Oh
before I
yeah. Oh
remembered all
yeah.
these other
That song's
songs.
so good.
Yeah, like I had it on there and I was like, like 2020 was really
I
hard
was
to
gonna say
pick.
I was INVU. I'm surprised that wasn't on there.
Yeah, INVU, dude. Well, INVU was in 2022, I
Two?
think. So
Yeah. No, I just
yeah.
meant like it wasn't like on your list overall.
Oh yeah, what? Oh, you mean like at the end? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
God, Better was so good. I
it's
forgot
just
about that song.
yeah, easy album of the year. Easy.
All right, so then recapping Nate's list, it was All Night by Girls' Generation, Get It by Preston V, Ung by A-Pink, Star by Luna, Easy by Uji Sonia the Black, Love Dive by Ive, and Bubble by Stacy. So
Yeah. Doesn't feel like this was surprise anyone.
yeah, no, it's
Looks
a
like a
very
Nate
Nate
list.
list. Yeah.
SNSD, A-Pink, IOI branches,
It's Nate in a
bubbly
nutshell.
girl
Yep.
group pop.
All right, and then my list, recapping again, was Dance by Off on Off, Pop Stars by KDA, Feel Special by Twice, La Di Da by Everglow, Stereotype by Stacy, Hype Boy by New Jeans, and Left Right by XG. I feel like I have the most mainstream list of all of us. Unfortunately, I don't know. But everything besides Off on Off, obviously. But I think like it took me like a week to put my list together because I was really like, especially like the first few years that I had like the songs that I hadn't listened to, and I was like, oh wait, I remember that song was really good, and then you had to sort of reevaluate it. Like this whole process was fun, just going back to listen to all these songs that some of it we covered on YouTube, some of it we obviously haven't covered because we haven't made videos in a while, but yeah, it's just kind of remember like a great. I feel like this, especially this playlist or like this list of the playlist is in the description again. Like, it's just such a good encapsulation of what Truly Daebak is and what our personal styles and our tastes are. So, I'm really proud of this list that we made, even if I'm sure people in Discord are gonna be like, "What the hell are you guys thinking?"
No, I think they'll get all of it.
Yeah, they'll see this. They're like, yep, that's his list.
They know exactly.
they know what it says on the box at this point, I guess. So. Well, that's all we have for the list. I don't know if anyone here is watching just on YouTube and is like, holy shit, Truly Daebak's back. But I mean, if you want to share your own top 7 list, I guess you can leave it in the comments.
You should join the Discord.
Yeah,
or join the Discord. We
Something
haven't
we
had
always
many
said.
people join in a while.
Yeah, it's been pretty stagnant.
Yeah, so the Discord is
if
probably
you are somehow listening to this and aren't part of the Discord,
which is
definitely come check it out.
Yeah, very hard, but I'm excited for the Discord list. I can't wait to see what everyone picks for top 7, and I guess like we haven't even figured out how we're gonna do it yet, but It'll be exciting to see just what ends up, like how different or how similar the lists will be to ours. So
Yeah, we could probably just make a thread in like the Truly Daebak Awards or something.
yeah, that works. So
Or a spreadsheet.
well, I'll let the
No, but then
spreadsheet people handle that. I'm not good.
I'll say, then you got to deal with all that.
Yeah, but then we can see all the data.
The data. Okay.
Yeah, statistics. But yeah, all right. I guess that's pretty much everything we wanted to talk about. I think we've been going for like hour and a half or so.
Like
No,
about
it's
2
been,
hours.
yeah, little over
Well,
2.5.
since we started the call,
Yep.
but
Oh, we started
um,
at 2. It's been 3 hours since we started. This episode's about 2.5 hours long.
Yeah.
oh damn, never mind
Yeah.
then.
We've been
Perfect
Um,
podcast episode though. I think that's a good length. I was worried it wasn't
2.5 hours. Yeah. So anyway, if you've made it this far, both in terms of the 7 years as well as just this long ass episode, thanks for listening. Yeah, shout out to everybody who's still active in Discord, and talks, keeps our community alive.
I mean, yeah, definitely shout out to like everyone. I don't think, speaking for myself and you guys as well, I'm sure like we wouldn't be here without the people that, helped us along the way, whether that be, um whether that be like literally our parents or everyone that we've met along the way when it comes to like making YouTube content, or just that we met at concerts, or that we found in our community. There's way too many names for me to think right now, but we wouldn't.
Everyone who's puts together all these really cool events in our Discord.
Yeah.
Sam and Cooper and
All of those.
everybody else who does all the ratings and stuff.
Yeah, like there's just so many different cool people that I met through this, and I'm forever grateful for what platform we did have when we were doing the show. And I just hope that I just hope that we've made some sort of positive impact in your guys' lives, because this has definitely made a positive impact in mine. I mean, I wouldn't have even met you guys if it wasn't for the power of the internet and Facebook and all these sorts of things. So this Truly Daebak has given me so many friends, so many people that I'm close with. And when I was about to, or I guess when I retired, I thought like I structured it as leaving Truly Daebak. But now that I think about it, as long as our Discord's still alive, as long as people are still making connections, as long as we still enjoy K-pop music, there will be a Truly Daebak. It's not just the show. It's not just us, making YouTube content. It's the community of awesome people that we've made. And I think I'm proud that that's our legacy, that even if we stop making content, there's still people hanging out every day, interacting with one another, and making friendships, long-lasting friendships out of it. So that's what I'm most proud of what us three have done in the past 7 years.
Yeah, that's kind of how I see it at this point as well. Is like Truly Daebak is the community rather than just our podcast or our YouTube channel or whatever. So
Right.
yeah, that's honestly the thing I'm most proud of.
Yeah, same. Like the Discord's definitely been the thing I was the most proud of, just having some place where we all hang out and chat, and got a nice group of people that are in there regularly. I don't know what I would do without having that place to go and just hang out.
Literally, so. I don't use Discord for other things. I literally just use the Truly Daebak Discord. So if that went away, I literally, what would I do? What would I do instead of actually working? I'm not gonna work. I'm just gonna check Discord every 5 minutes.
Have you heard of the critically acclaimed MMORPG Final Fantasy 14 with an expanded free trial?
No.
There's hundreds of hours of content waiting for you.
You can play through the entirety of A Realm Reborn and the award-winning expansion.
Maybe that should be our next project.
Stormblood expansion.
That's our next project.
Up to level 70.
We're not gonna do K-pop content anymore. We're just gonna make a Final Fantasy 14 podcast next.
I mean, I stream.
Yeah, you do stream.
Come watch me play raids mediocre. Like be mediocre at raids.
All right.
But no,
I will try.
Real, yeah.
I promise. I will return.
You already did start it, didn't you?
Yeah, but I haven't touched it in like a year.
Yeah. But no, for real. Yeah, the Discord's definitely a great place. So if you're still listening to this and somehow aren't part of the Discord, come check it out, because We always
lot
like
of great
having new
people.
people, and then just be careful to not get bullied out. We do like to bully people, but it's all good fun.
Way
We
to
like
put
to
it,
bully your
way to put it out
your-
there.
You're bad. Well, I mean, you gotta warn them if they just
Yeah,
come
I
in and
guess,
they're
fair
like, "Oh,
warning.
I love
Don't
this
have thick
new
skin,
boy
yeah.
group that none of you have ever heard of," and we're always like, "This is
Who the
trash."
hell is that?
Just know that it's in good fun, and we don't actually hate you.
Yeah, no, we love everyone, even if you have weird tastes.
But if you like boy groups,
All right.
So I guess with that, I'll take us out. Again, thanks for listening. Thank you, and goodbye.
Anyon.
Stay creamy. Is that what we used to say?
Yeah.
God. And then I
Cream
shook
by
my head no.
XID.
Oh, I miss doing this.
I remember that part apparently.